after successfully getting out and explaining to your wizard friends what had occurred inside the ring, you guys had learned you were in there for quite some time. A lot more time than it seemed, since there was no real telling of time inside the ring. But you were informed that Ivana is being tended to. Not only just being tended to, but being tended to by Cora's son, Cren, who had learned some cleric, grandson, sorry. Learning his cleric ways and healing ways over in Secomber. He got a nice teleport from Elevar and the Blackstaff to come join you guys at the tower, tend to your wounded friend. Elevar did some studying in the library of the Blackstaff Tower. You went and saw the Fool Dukes about your new sword. You get that all worked on. I feel like I'm missing something else, but the pocket watch got examined.
Almost death of Frederick.
Almost death of Frederick. How could I possibly forget?
Died.
The team mascot almost fell off a cliff. Well, he did fall off a cliff. He was lucky enough to land on a lower ledge and catch himself. And also with the quick thinking of the paladin to call upon his owl steed, which we can talk about that later. We've kind of fucked that up, but not retconning shit. It's okay. But yeah, power of the imagination in the moment, so it's fine. But with that, yes, some time has passed. You guys have been staying in the Blackstaff Tower, healing and reflecting on the things that you guys have dealt with. It's been the time that has passed has been almost 2 weeks at this point for Ivana to be fully healed. Elevar's arm to be, back to functioning use after the life being drained out of it. I will say this for you, Elevar. You kind of have a continuous pain from that arm, from that wound. It's, when I say continuous, it's not like it's every day all the time, but there's definitely a reflection of pain left by the injury you sustained by the lich. Like your arm, it kind of just like it feels different. It never quite will be the same as your other arm that wasn't affected, but you are able to use it. But there is an ever longing condition to your arm.
Gotcha.
So with that said, the three of you, Elevar, Cora, and Carlen, you guys are enjoying a nice breakfast that the Blackstaff has had prepared for you guys. You guys are enjoying your normal mornings that you've had at the Blackstaff Tower. You can come and go as you please. Some of you might have been doing some shopping, checking out the town. Sure, Cora was catching up with her grandson.
Did we mention my cloak and the two sisters or something fighting over, yelling at each other?
That's right, the two sisters. Oh, fuck, where did I write their names down? I did write that somewhere. Where is that? Forgot about the sisters. But yes, you found the two clothing stores across from one another that were feuding sisters.
That was brilliant.
Oh, where is that? I have that somewhere. Oh God, but anyway. But as you guys are enjoying your breakfast, Cora's grandson, Corin, comes out to the main area where you guys are sitting and enjoying the view of Waterdeep. It's a nice sunny day, a few clouds in the sky. It's a beautiful view over the castle ward and the rest of the city itself. But Corin comes in and addresses the party, saying that Ivana is awake.
I look at him and then towards Carlen and Cora, mid scoop of eggs in my mouth. So I'm going, cool. What do you guys want to do? As I'm just trying to speak.
Maybe we should go check up on him.
You want to finish your breakfast first, Elevar?
I just lift up the plate and I just start scraping things. Yeah, we're good. We can go. I have some bacon in my hand that I just took extra as we're walking.
Snacks for later. Cool. So yeah, let's go visit Ivana.
All right. As you all get up from your table, Corin leads you down a hallway to the room that Ivana had been staying. He is sitting upright in the bed, propped up with some pillows on his back, and there is essentially a breakfast in bed sort of tray, over his lap that was brought to him. As he's as you walk in, you look. There's scars on him that you can see through the fur of the tabaxi. Definitely, he's healed. He's looking good. He has color back to him again. He looks in far better condition than what you guys had found him. Looks lively, but yeah, you can, as you walk into the room, you can see the remains of the scars that he had obtained.
Wait, is he conscious yet? He's awake,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, he's sitting there eating. He's sitting there eating, but he's still in the bed. But yeah, he's eating.
I walk in and I go, well. If it isn't the cat that made us go into a ring, yeah, how you feeling?
You're not wrong.
Ivana sees this person that he's never seen before, addressing him in this manner.
Who are you?
Who am I? I look around, I'm like, he thinks, so I'm the guy who saved your life. And also might have woken the Lich and caused more mass destruction than it was worth. But still, I helped get you out. I'm the new member. I'm the new you. Except, not a cat.
You sure you left early and me and Cora saved him?
As this new party member addressing you, Ivana, you see two familiar faces pop around him, making that comment as Cora and Carlen step into the room.
Yeah, that's true, but you have to understand, my arm was kind of busted, and I was kind of almost dead, so it's the thought that counts.
Ivana, Elevar, Ivana.
I kind of just ignore him. And I talk past him.
I reach
Cora, Carlen, I missed you.
As he's doing this, I kind of just take out bacon from my pocket and I reach out to him. I don't say anything.
Bacon?
Why is there bacon in your pocket?
I took some home before we
pocket bacon.
I took some as we were coming up here. They had extra.
You have pockets?
Oh, there's a lot of pouches on me. I mean, I have a bag of holding, for God's sake, and I just start shaking it and the sticks fall out.
Nothing but bacon falls out.
Bacon. It's all bacon. What happened to all of our treasure? It's bacon now.
Bacon is the real treasure. Cora's just kind of shaking her head, ignoring Elevar, and she walks up to the bed and grabs Ivana's hand, and she's like, Ivana, my friend, how are you?
Oh, that place was hell. You guys don't understand how long was I in there? And thank you so much for getting me out.
How long were you in there? It was like...
As she's
it felt like over a year for me.
To you guys, it was a month or so after from the moment he was absorbed into the ring to when you guys went in.
That sounds about right. So yeah, I would tell Ivana it's been about a month since we've seen him outside of the ring.
It felt like years, at least a year in there.
So what have we learned about just grabbing random magical objects and like layers of evil people?
Including a dungeon. It's not my fault.
Just to run you up to
That
speed.
place was hell, though. Oh my god.
As they're speaking, I kind of like go in between them. I go, so would you, by chance, theoretically, know how we could use the ring and then also use Lich's power? Like, you were in there for a while, like, so you have to know something. Can we use the Lich's power via the
I
ring?
was fighting for my life until he got me.
So that's a no, you don't know, or is that like
I don't think we can.
don't think
Is it-
you don't know we can? Okay, so there's still a chance. You're telling me there's a chance.
What are you thinking here, Elevar? You're trying to use the Lich's power for good?
I mean, we could definitely use the Lich's power for good, of course.
Of course.
You know, he's a powerful being, and he had gems, and we have gems. Maybe we could use the ring to power the gems, or something like that, or we use the ring to like mind blast people, or something.
Did he get possessed when you guys went in after me?
Seems like he did.
He's just like this.
I like to make adventures fun.
He's just like this.
And there was not any sort of fun. I went through at least a year of torture.
I take a deep breath and I just put my one arm out and I put on his shoulder and go, yeah, that sucks. Sorry, bud. Well, at least you're out now. And I just slowly like back off and walk towards the door and I just wait.
Where's Cren?
That's a really good question.
Oh no, he had to go back to the underworld. He was the last into the ring and then he got pulled. Well, he didn't get pulled, but like he had a conference call, like a meeting with the big boy, I think, right? I think that's what they told us.
Tried to come with us to find you in the ring, Ivana, but we were told by the wizards here that he couldn't make it through to that realm. So I don't know. Where is he right now?
Okay.
Yeah, you guys were told that Cren, something prevented him from getting in with the rest of you guys.
But he's not here at the...
Correct. It said Elevar had informed him that maybe it has something to do with where he's from and whatnot. So knowing that that there might be some issues going on at home, he decided to kind of go back. What's going on?
And then as a side note to technical production, I think your mic's going through your webcam, Cora.
Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you guys so much for getting me out of that.
I just finger gun. I go, you're welcome. As everybody just silence in the room, and I'm just look around like, all right, I feel like I shouldn't have done that. Okay. So yeah, we got these gems, and I just pull out a gem and I just show it to him.
I know you guys don't. I don't want to go in anytime soon. I know you guys don't either. But we do have to get my sword back from him.
Have to,
It
or
is
like
it is very bad if it's in his hands. Like things are
like one of those like, oh man, put a knife in my hand and it's a deadly, or like put like a butter knife in my hand, it's a deadly weapon kind of bad, or like
no,
ending
like
the
put
world.
a extreme and almost ending the world
Okay.
type of.
So I really caused some trouble by putting the blood in there. Good to know. That's gonna suck in the future, but that's a problem for future
my
us.
family stole that sword from him for a reason.
I'm sorry, what? You've been carrying around a lich sword this whole time?
Yes. I did not know. But it is a lot worse in his hands than me carrying it around.
Do you know what happened to it?
He tortured me with it.
Oh, well that sucks.
That's all I don't know where it is. I would pass out from pain every single time.
So is this more of like a sword that does like voodoo magic, or like a sword that like he's really good at sword fighting kind of thing? Like, what are we working with here?
It's living. My sword is living.
Okay,
So,
like
I
living
guess
it,
you
bro.
can
Like,
say-
or
I guess you can say like voodoo magic.
okay. So how about we just go back in and deal with it now? Well, I guess we're gonna go dispose of the ring with something. So I guess that's what we could do now. The less fun route, but you know, who am I to judge?
You want to almost die again? Is that what you want?
Almost
I'm
dying
not
is the
up to
key.
going in yet.
So, what do you think the lich will do with this power / living sword thing? Just bad?
Yeah, very bad.
All the bad.
Everything that's bad. The world
So-
now will be not as we know it if he keeps the sword.
Sounds like we need to destroy this ring.
Sounds like a better alternative than trying to go back into the ring. Rubber on his playing field.
Somebody woke him back up.
I just look at Vopna like,
Why would you do? Why would you wake him up?
no, you woke him up.
Did I wake him up? Going into the ring did not wake him up.
I don't know, man. He seemed to have your body under his control. You know, you're the reason, not because I gave him a corporeal form.
And I don't know that the ring is, I forgot the word. Like Lord Voldemort shit. Like I don't know that, right?
Oh, you think it's a Horcrux?
Because
I
I just
was-
got sucked into the ring. Like
Yeah, I mean, as far as why you got into it, like the connection is the sword itself, which you know what, Ivana, Cora, Carlen, give me a history check.
you stole my memory too while I was in there.
It's all right. It was very traumatic.
Yeah.
Cora, you remember seeing Ivana's sword begin to grow as you have seen it done before when you would use it in combat. But as you guys found the ring, you remember seeing the sword just growing on its own, like not being activated in the way that you've seen Ivana like deal with it in the past.
I'm sorry, did we see the sword when we were inside the ring?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, one of the last images you actually have of the lich is him in his elven form holding the sword
Gotcha.
and like commanding the bone naga to you guys. You also recall Amalur talking about the sword being a living thing.
Yeah, we
He
found
couldn't
that
quite-
out before.
Yep. He couldn't like quite put his finger on it in the time that he had with it, but he knew like there was something sentient about the sword.
Right.
And he was concerned about it, but like not enough to take away the sword that you were using, because it was useful in Ivana's hand. Yeah, he kind of dropped the ball on figuring out what was going on with that thing.
So I don't know that it's a Horcrux kind of thing, but
Well,
I thought...
Amalur would have been like the sword is not, but the ring.
yeah.
Explained to it's called a phylactery in the world of D&D, which is essentially a Horcrux. Phylacteries are items that it's usually one or it can be more. It's an item that the Lich imbues his power into, so he can allow him eternal life, essentially.
Oh, okay.
It's what allows Liches to keep returning. Because Liches are very hard to put down. They're the kind of creature where like you can kill them, but then it's like, wonder if in like 100 years or so they'll be back or not.
Yeah. Who said they want to destroy it? I think you, or
I'd want to definitely
yeah.
destroy it, and I'm sure Cora's on board with that too. It's just the other guy that wants to wear it.
I want to get my sword back. I don't know if he'll be able to still use it if we destroy the ring. Or I don't know if it's trapped in there. I don't know.
Well, effectively, if we destroy the ring and everything inside of it, that would also destroy the sword. So, is that a problem?
A little bit.
A little bit.
I would like to keep my sword.
All right, and how are we gonna do that?
I mean, risking our lives for a sword. I'm sorry, but I would rather preserve my life and this planet or whatever, if not for the sake of a sword. I'm sorry. So if we have a chance to destroy it, I say destroy it.
If I fight him with it, it will definitely be in our favor.
I'm eliminating the possibility of having to fight him.
Yeah, as much as I like the whole idea of like going back in the ring and taking his powers and all that stuff, it's not really what's best for everybody. So like,
I mean, he's not just in the ring; he's like here in the world too. Like we've seen it multiple times. Like,
wait, what?
Yeah.
When did this happen?
Remember in the forest with the giant fire thing, and Cren got got blasted when he lit the whole forest on fire.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember a Lich though.
Yeah, wasn't the Lich there? I'm pretty sure that was the Lich who did it.
I have a feeling your memories might be mixed up a bit, and that's not because like you're crazy, but more but like you were just being tortured by a Lich for about a year or so in your head. So the Lich is probably now ingrained in you more so than me.
Well, I don't think Ivana's instinctively a liar.
No, I mean like his memory might be mixed up now. Like he might think that the Lich was always there.
I think maybe we should talk to Amelior about whether it's possible for a Lich to go in between planes like that,
Yeah, look at you finding, a better solution and understanding these things instead of just speculating.
Elavar's is trying to deflect blame from anything that he's done.
Yeah.
He's just trying not to be blamed for anything. So, yeah, in the woods, that was Woe the Bard. That was the tiefling bad guy who obtained the smoldering orb with all those goblins, that goblin hobgoblin like army that he had, which he decimated with the orb.
It's been a long time since I've been here, so
That's
I forgot.
That was a long time too. That session was a long time ago. He was also accompanied by two other figures, so it was three people that were there that teleported away or portaled away after destroying the forest.
Okay.
So we're gonna go see Emilior?
Wait, aren't we in the tower?
We are.
Yeah, they're all in your room right now, where you were being tended to, being
Oh.
checked on. As you guys are talking, Corin is like grabbing your wrist and like checking your head and your scars and like examining you as you're talking to the group, just to make sure you're totally okay, making sure there's nothing that he missed or overlooked.
Mm.
Yes, Sir Ivana. Yeah, I believe you should be good to get up if you're feeling willing to do so. But it appears that your wounds are all healed, and you should be fine.
Have you taken care of me this whole time?
Yes, with the help of the black staff, and yes, but yes, I have been overlooking you and been your caretaker for this last couple weeks.
Thank you for getting me back.
Of course,
Alive.
it's the least that I can do. Seeing that you saved my life, I can only return the favor. And a friend of my grandmother's is a friend of mine. But I will leave you to it, Grandma. I will.
Thank you for it.
Of course. I will still be around for a little bit, but I think I should be getting ready to head back to Succumber.
Are you heading back today?
I believe so, unless the Sage and the Blackstaff need me for anything. But I think my work here should be done. Then don't worry. Charlie is watching over the farm, and things are going well. They're getting ready for winter.
Oh yeah, I guess it's almost winter time.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess I try to stand up. Slowly
All right.
stand up.
Give me a strength saving throw. Yeah, as you
Still a little weak.
Corin helps you move the tray off your lap as you move the sheet that's covering you as you turn and kind of stretch out your legs a little bit, like flex your little tabaxi toes, your little buds.
I was gonna say, does he do the cat stretch?
Well,
My
at least
nails pop out.
you guys see some like claws, retract, like come out and settle back in. Puts his feet down on the ground as you see like Vopna takes like a deep breath, just like lifts himself up off the bed, and you see him kind of like stumble, like you all like, oh, he's. But yeah, you haven't used them in 2 weeks, and you've felt pretty weak, but you're feeling good right now. You're able to stand on your own.
Minimum of 2 weeks. I've been tied up for so long.
But yeah, you're able to walk freely out of the bed. You got your fucking ass and your tail is hanging out. Your fucking gown and shit.
Oh, shit. Where's my robe? I need to put my robe.
I need my kimono.
Can you guys walk out for a second so I can put my kimono on?
Do you guys just stare at Ivana as he's getting dressed?
Yeah.
I walk out the room.
Yeah, I won't be weird. I'll walk out too.
All right. As he collects himself and gets himself proper, you guys waiting outside the room. He steps out and is ready to join you guys to head over to Emilior. Talk to him.
I
That's what you guys are trying to do.
I didn't put my leather armor on. I just have.
That's fine.
Okay.
You can be in your casuals. It's all good.
Yep.
All right. As you guys follow the hallway back around to the main chamber of the Blackstaff's tower, you see Emilior and the Blackstaff hunched over a table that has a bunch of different pieces of parchment like fan down on it as you see them kind of like pointing and talking to each other and like looking at things. Also on the table, you see the box that you guys know the ring is stored in, the anti-magic box that the wizards created to try to hopefully contain the power of the ring as it is right now. But you just see it. Elevar and Vopna, give me Constitution saving throws.
I think I technically have advantage on Constitution.
Oh,
Okay.
that's solid.
Both of your attention is drawn more to the box as you guys walk into the room, but you're okay. Like everything seems fine, but like it's just more like you feel the presence of that box more than anything else. Like something like
I know the ring's in there.
yeah, like that sort of thing. Like you're just like
Can someone move that box, please? I don't want to be anywhere near that.
I'm sorry. It's good to see you up, my old friend. And you see him like kind of like snap his fingers and make like a click sound as you see this like little automaton like thing
Oh,
with
the
this
cat.
round. It's actually not. Well, you're not in Amelior's tower right now. You're in the Blackstaff's tower. So to you, you probably Vopna would probably think you're in that tower, but as you're looking around, you're like, this is not familiar space to you.
Okay.
Like you pretty much has been in the room the whole time being tended to.
Mm-hmm.
So like you don't really know where you are right now. You know you're amongst friends. You see the sage. You see the Blackstaff, who is somebody you have seen coming in and out because she has been a part of helping to mend you as well. But this is your first time actually getting the grander scope of the space that you're in. So the main chamber that you're standing in, there's a large kind of staging area where you see like big old table where the wizards are at. You see like a bunch of cabinets and shelves, books, just like very pristine, like book placement and bookshelves as far as like a library goes, where like similar to
everywhere.
This is just
Like,
things are just chaotic. Scrolls,
Yeah,
like every shelf looked like a different shape and like width and style. Where this is way more uniformed, way more pristine. Like it looks like it's all made of like marble or some like really nice stonework and everything.
Okay.
And instead of the influx of just cats and also the big ass gargoyle, there's
I remember, yeah.
when Amalor makes the clicking and snapping sound, you see these automatons, like these tiny little creatures kind of like pop out. And this one, it's got a sphere-shaped body with a big old like eye in the center of it, and it's got very wiry arms with like kind of like pincer claws.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing like terrifying, but just like that's just like the way it's like a 3-prong like grip. Like it's kind of just like this. As it like comes up, like it waddles on up with its same like thin ass legs and just like raises its arms up as Amalor grabs the box and gives it the automaton and just slinks away like into some like underneath the table and just kind of disappears as you feel the feeling of the ring kind of dissipate from you in the room.
Thank you, my friend.
Of course. I was worried about how that might affect you. It seems our little box is doing somewhat of a good job, but not fully what we would want out of it. But that's good to note. That's very intriguing.
I'm not sure if it's just because I was in it for so long, but I know the feeling of when it's nearby now.
Yes, you've been through a lot. You'll take some more time to heal all your wounds fully, but I'm glad to see you're up walking around and physically seem healed.
Yes,
Elvar.
thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you for putting up with me for however long I was out here for.
Okay.
Elvar, when the ring was in there, and also like now, as it goes away, he would have initially like kind of like stretch his arm a little bit like that. It said nothing, but like he'd kind of like flex his arm a little bit, like and like kind of look at it, but he wouldn't say anything to anybody else.
Gotcha. All right. So yeah, the Blackstaff and them, they're sitting around this table, big old parchment. Everyone give me perception checks.
Yeah, let's go. Oh wait, I thought I got the. Where am I? Oh, because I'm getting a problem. 14.
All right. Okay. As you guys get close to the table, and you look, you can see there's a series of what appears to be maps on this table. The only one who kind of has any sort of idea of what these maps are is technically Cora. Because it's very familiar to you in your past. It looks like very familiar lands from your home continent or home area. Not necessarily your home, but just the surrounding islands and land masses. Ivana, you see a drawing of a tower that hits you like deep. Like you've seen this before, like a flash of it comes to your memory. That's definitely tied. You saw this tower while you were inside the ring, or like a glimpse of it.
Okay.
You almost kind of like you see it, like you're like you kind of like had like you're looking at it, you just kind of like push it away. As the Blackstaff looks at you, you know this tower. You've seen this.
Yeah, that was in the ring. I seen it for a second.
She looks over at Emilior and it's like, that's a rendering of Actaz's tower, where it is believed that he had forged this ring. Guessing you saw it in somewhat of a memory of his, if I am to believe what is going on in that ring, from what your party has experienced. It must be his location, or at least his home, his lair.
So that's a part of the real world?
Yes, it's back in the land of Doretas.
I've never been there, right?
No.
Okay.
It's called the Obsidian Peak Spire. It's the name of his tower.
Anytime something called the Spire, it's not good. He
It's,
took my sword.
Oh,
Like I just say that to them. Like and I guess it first belonged to him. As I tell the two wizards.
as Amelia kind of steps up, is like, yeah, that is my fault. I failed to identify exactly. I knew there was something up with your sword. You told me it was a family thing. I knew something was going on, but I couldn't quite believe that that's what the weapon was. The fact that it's been just within your family for all these years. I missed that, and I'm very regrettable. But yes, as far as the stories tell, Actaz, as a wizard, also was a trained swordsman who had this sword forged with the essence of a fiend inside of it. A very powerful fiend. A fiend that feeds on living, which would explain the magical features that you had explained to me when we first met. Talking about how you have to actually feed the sword with blood to make it change its properties. The being inside of this sword that was imbued into the sword feeds on life to become stronger.
I had no idea when it was passed down to me. It just been passed down for so many generations. I'm guessing the story just got cut.
I'm sure they didn't want. I'm sure your ancestors thought it'd be smarter to not brag about where the weapon came from, in case Actaz or his minions or followers to seek it out. But yeah, there are stories of him decimating, just ravaging lands with that weapon, as well with his elemental and death magic. He would just try to go toe to toe to him with any martial class. They fell to the sword just as the others.
Look at everybody else. Told you I'm not crazy.
Oh, great. He has that back now.
Yeah, that's why we need to get it back.
Which would explain why you were taken into the ring to begin with. The sword always wants to get back to its master. And it finally found him.
So you basically his most powerful weapon back to him.
You're acting like I wanted to. I got pulled in out of nowhere.
I'm just saying,
we just finished declaring a dungeon where secret tunnel, and Cren got knocked out by trank darts.
As you mentioned the trank darts, Elevars kind of makes a face like, what darts? There's darts?
I just immediately look away yep.
So I'm guessing you got knocked out by trank darts too.
I'm not the guy who gave the sword to the dude, okay? That's all I'm saying.
So you third-partied our dungeon.
No, I was trying to help, all right? There's a difference. I didn't really help.
Trying.
I was trying. So far, I'm 0 for 10 at this point. But
Shit.
How was I supposed to know that it was booby trapped? All right,
booby trap.
I'm just saying, we shouldn't focus on me putting my blood into a bowl. I didn't give the guy a sword. That's all.
You made him more powerful.
Well, what's more dangerous, fueling the car or making the car? What's up?
I mean, if it doesn't run, it doesn't run. So fueling the car definitely is worse.
Well, semantics. I just take out more pocket bacon. I just start chewing down.
When in doubt, pocket bacon.
For real.
About it. Oh, that's so good.
But yeah, we were just looting the dungeon and boom, I was there. I couldn't do anything about it.
Well,
That's fair.
no use focusing on the past, I suppose. We should probably deal with it rather than complain about it. Granted, I'm more of the one that's giving you some shit about it. But
while he's saying that, I go back to mid him talking. I go back to the wizard, and I'm just like, So we need to get the sword back as soon as possible.
And now as he's talking, I'm like, I was trying to apologize, like, and that
you came into the room like a dickhead. So
you know, and now I see I was right for it.
But yeah, I go through. Yeah, like I said,
Dream team right here.
Love it.
Love it. I say, so how bad is it that's in his hands?
I mean, it's never a good thing that a powerful being has a powerful weapon in his hands. But as long as he doesn't get out of this ring, we'll be okay. But it's definitely not something good for him to have when he gets out.
So he can get out.
Eventually, he's sure he's growing power in there. From what we've been told, use you and Elevar as vessels to bring himself about.
I look over at what'd you do?
You looking at me, or are you looking at?
I'm looking at you. What did you do? To make him stronger? Because I don't think we said it in.
I didn't do nothing. I simply saw a good bowl, and I was curious. The statue was holding a bowl, so in my my best adventurer train of thought, put blood in the bowl. That's all.
Kind of pee in it? Use it like a urinal?
What? No, I kind of like gestured towards Cora. I'm like, she was right next to. Why am I going to do that? That's an HR complaint waiting to happen.
I mean, so I was putting your blood in a bowl of a lich.
But there's at least like a subdivision for that, like where that's just sexual harassment if I just peed into a bowl in front of her. Like, it's just I didn't want to cross that line.
Dream team.
So sketchy.
So we should probably like get on with this and deal with this sooner than later. I mean, I'm fine with like seeing what happens and just testing my might, but like if people are gonna die, maybe
I don't want
small chance. It's a bad idea to wait.
Yeah. I think we should go check out the Lich's Tower. What do you guys think? Since that's where pretty much the source of his power came from.
Well, I don't have a sword anymore.
I kind of like
defenseless.
As I'm thinking of the gems, I'm thinking, yeah, we should probably go there because like if it's a source of power and I take out a gem, I'm like, we might be able to do something with these. I don't know, but it could be fun. I just pocket it back into the.
I mean, why don't we leave them for the people who know or need to study them? We take them.
They can't study them.
That's one, they can't study them. Or two, they can activate on us while we're in his tower. And then now we got to fight. How many do we have?
4.
4
elementals.
One for each elemental that you killed.
Or hear me out. They said we just need to charge them up. First, right? Follow me with this. We charge them. Second, we somehow summon them. Third, we train them, like the bag monster things that the kids play out back, and then we would make them fight for us.
You want to train the stones to be soldiers.
Yes. Now that I hear that out loud,
I don't think elementals work like that.
Well, he made the elementals, so if he can make them do the thing, maybe we can make them do the thing.
But
if he made them, they would be under his control, much like how Ivana's sword, he made that, and it's underneath his control.
But just because he's their father doesn't mean he's their daddy. So, like, we could still...
Bobby just laughed so hard at that as he ran out of the room.
Oh my god. Oh, I seen that run run out of the room too. Oh shit. Yeah, I don't think they work like that.
You don't think, but we don't know.
I'm not. If my sword has been in my family's possession for many generations.
But your sword has a consciousness where these are just beasts. Beasts can be trained.
They're not beasts.
We don't know that.
They're frogs.
Bro, they're elemental.
Frogs.
They're elemental. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're planetary beings.
Okay.
They have their own language.
So
Welcome
then we
back,
just
Bobby.
speak the language.
I'm sorry, I wasn't the one that was so infatuated with a fucking succubus that I had to learn Infernal.
She's gonna be impressed.
She's
Ow.
gonna kill you, bro.
You're dating a succubus?
I'm trying
He's
to.
not dating a succubus.
I'm gonna
Don't
change
give
her.
him ideas.
Vopna has missed out on a lot.
So you're just shrimping for a succubus right now?
Yeah.
No,
I like that term, shrimping. Yes, not simping. You're shrimping.
Shrimping.
no, it's different. I'm not a seafood. I'm simply trying to make a girl
Bad
who is in a very
person.
bad situation better, and she just happens to be hot.
Oh, Elevar. What are we gonna do
Who's
with
the
you?
other? What's the other wizard's name? The Black Tower
Familiar?
girl.
The Black
No.
Staff.
Black staff?
Black
yeah,
Staff.
yeah. What's her name?
That's her title, the Black Staff.
Oh, that's
I think-
all we know.
Yeah,
okay.
that's her title.
No, you know her name as well. Let me pull it back.
Oh well, I don't know it, so. I don't think I did. I meet her? I don't think so.
I mean, like I said, you've seen her around. See,
Oh
Huh,
yeah.
her
yeah,
name is-
that
Vajara Safar.
was- Oh
Thank
god.
you.
Apparently,
okay.
I wrote that down.
thank you.
Yeah, that name.
You know what? Let's take the gems and go to the tower.
We're in the
that-
tower.
Yeah, that's my thought.
Yeah, I think we should hand them over.
No, we're taking the gems
Ew.
to the tower, right? Yeah, I see no downside.
So we're currently in a tower, but we're gonna go to a different tower.
In a different land.
There.
Yes.
Oh god. Okay.
So,
Okay.
yes. Let me show you guys something. So, as you guys are discussing, Elevar pulls out a map of a bigger area.
Elevar has a map?
Not Elevar, sorry. Melior.
I'm like,
Sorry.
where did you get that?
I have no idea.
Elevar's like, haha, look what I got. Alright.
Oh, look at that nice map. Good map, DM.
So, this is the island continents of Duretas.
Oh, it looks so good.
Cora recognizes this for sure. Which when you heard him say the Obsidian Peak Spire, you have heard of that before. As he continues to explain, the Obsidian Peak Spire is in an area called the Chillwind Expanse, which is the northernmost part of this island here.
Fog.
And it's in a crater known as the Severed Crag.
Ooh.
And the tower rests in the middle, at the bottom of the crag. Or of this crater.
Side note.
Cora.
No, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was
No, go ahead.
side note. Did you make this map?
I did.
He did?
Oh,
Look
I
good.
made this map like a year and a half ago.
Wow.
I made this
Oh.
map before I started this camp.
That looks
Oh,
really
shit.
good, by the way.
That's
Thank
what
you.
I'm
Yeah, that's
saying.
it.
It looks really good.
Damn.
But enough.
To give you an idea of the lands that are around here and whatnot.
Mm.
Cora, that's where you're from.
Eee.
That is your island.
Wait, where? I missed it.
It's like the middle
Oh,
left.
okay.
Middle left.
Oh, that's where your king dad is.
Yes.
Your king
King
dad.
Hobbit Dad.
Right? Is he not a king?
No, you're right.
Sure.
Yeah, no, he's
Yeah.
the king.
Wait, so you're technically a princess?
Maybe.
Huh. That's pretty cool.
She's always royalty to us.
Aww, you guys are so cheesy.
Wow. Okay.
Actually, throw that.
How
up
was
on him.
how was your land, Cora? Like, was your
The
island good?
The island that I'm from, it's like a swamp area, basically.
Mm.
And so, like, my people ended up building, like, kind of, you can see it's kind of foresty. We built all of our structures in the trees. And they kind of have, like, walkways and stuff between the trees to avoid all the swampland.
Oh, that's dope. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Ooh. Bobby's making us look at places.
There's, like, so much detail in here. But yeah, you can tell most of it's like a swampland with a little bit of mountains. And that's where my people are from.
Is it? It's a good area, right? It's not like.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's not like wartime or anything like that. They're peaceful people.
If I were to
Well,
go
just
there, would
being
I be
so-
robbed easily or like?
It depends on the day. No, I'm kidding. No, they're pretty peaceful people. If you don't bother them, they won't bother you.
Mm.
Yeah, but you were informed recently that there is turmoil in your kingdom going on. Your father feels unsafe, and
Right,
Emelior feels that your uncle is making a power grab.
right. There's not like full out war, but there's definitely some politicky stuff going on. And Cora hasn't been back there for decades. So
Well, I'm down for a fight. I don't know if I've ever been in a war. And I say I don't know in the sense of like, I could have helped. It could have been, I don't know. Like,
Friend,
Could've
you
happened.
are in a war of your interests.
exactly.
Oh man.
And
So-
the area where the lich is from, is that area populated? Would we know that, Bobby? Or is it pretty empty?
So the Chillwind Expanse from, you know what? Give me a history check, Cora.
E.
And Bobby, I'm just putting it out there. If you made the map new thing, I don't see it. It's just all
Did I
black.
don't know.
We're just seeing black.
I know. I switched it to the actual Directas like map that I had made, but never actually like put it on.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But whatever. 13. In your travels, when you were doing your sailing things and whatnot, and just from what you heard as a I can't be back to that. The Chillwind Expanse is a pretty desolate area. It's mostly snow and ice. Part of it, there is like a small mountain range in the middle of it that is known to have there's a tribe of people. They're orcs, like orcish type of humanoids that have been able to adapt and live in the area, but they're a very small civilization. Most of the Chillwind Expanse is like empty. You've heard stories and rumors and tall tales of like terrifying creatures that might roam that area. Sailors or adventurers have decided to travel the Chillwind Expanse. Some have come back saying outrageous things that like they can't prove. But like also they would go with like an exploring party of 10 and like 2 people would come back, 1 person would come back. It's a very rough place to live. Like an equivalent to it would kind of be like Beyond the Wall
I like
sort
that.
of deal.
So the lich wasn't an orc. He was an elf, right? Yeah,
Correct.
he was an elf. Okay.
But the Severed Crag was something that formed, that was believed to have formed even before like the big calamity that happened. The Shattering, or the Sun, whatever I fucking call it. I forget what. I'll go with it. Can't find the pile. But yeah, the catastrophic event that shattered the once full continent that was here, Nordaraga, was the original name of the landmass. So it used to be just one big continent. And then when all the relics were put together and used, it shattered the land. When the heroes of old stopped the big bad from destroying the world, it shattered the continent they all lived on. This was years before you were around, Cora. You were told stories about this shit as a child. To form the now splintered continental island of Duretas. So the crater was there before that, and Actaz was believed to have built a spire there for himself. The crater itself is shrouded in very thick fog clouds. On like a good day, you could see like the top of the spire peeking out over the crag, over the crater, above the clouds, but usually it was just completely encased in this dense, thick fog. So most people who tried to venture there usually didn't come back. Most stayed away from it due to its foreboding nature and terrible stories about it. But yeah, so that's the map. The Blackstaff informed you. While you were all resting up and waiting for your friend here to be well enough for travel, I was able to procure you in your party transportation back to Duretas.
Well, that's convenient.
Yes, I was able to get a ship that is manned. It's going to be a very long journey. You guys will have to travel across the sea to get there. It could take up to probably about a month or two to get there, depending on if the winds are right.
So, related question. As like I'm crunching on bacon. As I'm crunching on bacon, I have pretzels. Like as if like Elvar's eating bacon. Like, how much bacon do you guys like have that I can like stock up on? It's good protein, good little snack for the road. Is that a possible thing we could do before we head out? It's gonna be a month or so I'm gonna need some bacon.
As the Blackstaff kind of just looks at Emilio, and Emilio kind of just smirks. It's like the ship that I procured you passage on should have all you need for, and we'll be able to take care of you. From my understanding, they have an on-ship chef to make sure the crew is fed.
Oh, okay.
Cared for.
Nice. The last ship I was on, there wasn't a chef. There was just like a regular boat, and yeah, people threw up a lot. Anyway. And then Elvar like starts like gathering his stuff, like, and prepping it, like cleaning up the area he was in. So we should probably get moving, right, guys?
Should we maybe take a minute and stock up on things first? Make sure you got some bacon.
We gotta stock up on stuff.
Well,
I got a sword.
If they have a chef on board, as like I kind of just don't mind Ivana saying he has no equipment.
All
If they got a chef, I mean, all you can eat bacon is what I hear.
No equipment. Who cares as long as we have bacon?
The ship will be waiting for you in the dock ward. But yes, it'll be waiting and ready for whenever you and your party feel you are ready to ship off. You will be looking for a very large galleon of dark purple paint. It will stand out from the rest of the ship's port.
Is it pink?
It's purple. Dark purple.
Dark purple.
I was totally just messing. I had no idea. I was just being shit.
But yeah, it's dark purple. Sure, its sales will be up, but it's very, very silver sheets for their sales. Like I said, you will notice this ship from all the others. But you will be meeting with a Captain Cren. Cren.
Crane? Crane?
Yes.
Okay.
But yes, as far as equipment, as the Blackstaff looks over at Ivana, I have something for you. I figured with you losing your weapon, you would probably need something to replace what you had. As she makes another little whistle, like, and click noise, as you see two other small automatons kind of waddling out. One is rectangle in shape, kind of like tall, maybe about like 2 feet tall. The other one is a square. It's a little bit shorter than the 2 foot tall one, but they both have their arms out and they're like very awkwardly carrying what appears to be a sword in a sheath into the room together, as like one's walking a little bit faster than the other because its legs are a little bit longer. One actually has 2 offset legs, so it's like walking with like a weird like fucking tilt limp sort of thing going on.
Just hobbling along.
Yeah. But they kind of come up to your feet and they present you with this sword. This sheathed sword. The sheath is made of red painted oak, and you see it leads up to like a hilt with a handle, and the handle is also the same red painted oak as the sheath is. As they raise this sword up as high as they can, they have short arms and uneven arms as well, as they're raising that up to you.
Okay. I bend over. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it.
You just hear them like, as they just kind of like waddle back. The rectangular one gives the square one a shove as the square one sticks out its short leg to kind of trip up the rectangular one. Kind of scamper off.
Yeah, look at Blackstaff. Thank you.
Of course. But yeah, as I said, you could take your time, finish any business that you need to take care of, but the ship will be waiting for when you are ready to leave.
If anything, I would just go and procure like 2 things of oil, 2 vials, oil flask. Sorry.
Okay. That would be easy enough for you to procure.
Other than that, I'd be kind of cleaning up. I'd make sure that I have all my stuff. I have my my great axe and my obsidian like great sword on my back, both like in arm's reach, if you will. Not that I could dual wield them, but maybe one day. And then I just have like my bag and everything like by the door on a chair, and I'm the first one to get ready. I'm like, let's go. There's an adventure afoot. Let's go. I'm just waiting now, sitting in a chair, just watching everybody else.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I guess I'm ready.
I'm debating whether I should send Frederick back to Sycomber.
Mm.
He almost died last time we had an intense fight. And I've been thinking about picking up a different animal companion for a while now.
Well, remember, you have the bag of tricks, right?
Exactly. I was thinking about that. I have the bag of whatever, so it's not like I'm completely without. So I'm just thinking out loud here. I think I'm going to send Frederick back to Sycomer with Corin because they have that portal. And then I think, yeah, I'm going to go without him and try and find a different beast companion once we get to Doretas. Because I love Frederick, but he's really not a fighter. Okay, yep, that's what I'm gonna do. So before we leave, Cora's gonna talk to Corin and ask him to take Frederick back to Sycomer. So that leaves Cora without an animal companion for now, but she still has her bag of tricks and she can still speak to animals. And this has been my thought for a while. I want to pick up a different animal companion. So yeah, that's all I want to do before we leave.
Okay. Corin will happily make sure that Frederick gets home back to the farm.
Before Frederick leaves, Elvar would like go like scruff up his hair, like pat him on the head a little bit, like you've been a good boy.
Frederick. He's such a good boy. I'm sorry you almost died.
I'll hand him like a tablecloth, and I would presume he just starts eating it.
I thought you were gonna say a piece of bacon.
Oh, that'd make more sense, but I don't do that here.
Tablecloth, bacon, same difference.
Doesn't want to waste good bacon.
Yeah, I'm gonna kneel down. I missed you, Frederick. Good to see you again.
He's such a good boy.
As Frederick, gives a good old goat ram onto Cora, as you kind of get ooh, yeah, he's sad to be parting ways as he walks to the. You guys are seeing Corin and Frederick head to the portal circle, as they walk in, turn around, say goodbye. As Frederick just looks up, bah! See the circle, the arcane runes light up as they fill the space and teleport them out of there.
That was pretty convenient.
Before you go, as Elevar addresses you guys, it has been quite some time since I've been over into that part of the world, and frankly, I have not upkept my portal circles. So I need you guys to take this, as he hands a scroll just to the group in general. On this scroll are the instructions to open a connecting portal circle back to my tower. It'd be nice to be able to get back to that side of the world. I know none of you are arcanely skilled enough to do this properly, but I'm sure over there you can find someone that you trust and has the capability to unlock this.
Is there anywhere in particular that you want us to set it up?
I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea if your father's maid is still on his side and is still trustworthy enough. He could help you get in.
Okay.
But I do not know who sits by your father's side and advises him in the concerns of magic. But that could be a good place to stop. But Doretas may be a shattered land, but it does have good people.
If anything, we'll open a portal near the Lich's house, so faster. I'm sure that won't be a downside.
Amelia looks at you. Most speaking. But no, I would advise against that. Usually you would want to place these circles in a secure place, so I don't have the unwanted visitors, but I trust you enough as the heroes that you are, as he kind of looking at Elevar, to place this in a secure and trustworthy spot over there.
Oh, right. It's a two-way thing, not a one-way. I gotcha. Yep. You're thinking. I like it. You're thinking.
But yeah. So whoever wants to hold that scroll, the scroll for the portal plan.
I take the scroll and then I look at Elevar and I hand it to Cora.
Cora doesn't say anything. She just puts it in her backpack.
All Elvor does is just stare at him and go, fair point. Yeah.
All right. Is there anything you guys need of the wizards or anything you want to do in Waterdeep?
Vámonos.
Yeah, I think we're good.
I think I'm good.
I can't think of anything.
Everybody, let's go.
All right. So as you guys make your way through Waterdeep, it's the morning, or it's like afternoon. So the town or the city is bustling. People carrying goods through the streets. Just regular citizens going about their day. Shop owners calling out to entice patrons to their stores. You guys pass the Fool Duke brothers as you look in, and again see no one that you can recognize except for the little kid who you guys always seem to come across there. But you can just hear the yelling and clanging, and you hear like, "Oh, you shut your mouth!" as you hear like something like smack against the wall, like, that one hurt. No sharp thing. You make your way past the big old knight statue. Like the Honorable Knight, is that what he was called?
I think so.
Yeah, the Honorable Knight heading through the Trades Ward, through to the Dock Ward. As you get there, as you come across the dock, you see it just expands. Like you come to the dock, like you see all these warehouses and like buildings as you're getting to the dock. It's like, man, where's the water? Like Waterdeep's a fucking coastal like city, and you just see this enormous port. Docks that are just filled with ships from like the smallest little sloop to the biggest galleons that you've ever seen. Cora, you get a rush of nostalgia seeing ships at port like this, especially even particularly this port. Like you know this port like better than any of the guys here. But as you're like, looking down left and right, just looks like it's just an endless row of just ships. People unloading, ships unloading goods, just different crates. You can see military ships. You see what could be like cruise line ships, like transport ships. Like you see lines of people like getting checked out for like tickets to get on stuff. As you're walking around looking for this purple galleon that you were told about, you make your way down the docks, and smack dab in the middle of two other significantly smaller galleons compared to this one is the giant purple galleon. Probably twice the size of any other galleon that's there. It's huge. Like it's got to be at least 4 decks. Like it towers over the ones next to it, which are 3 decks. It's got at least 1 deck of height standing over it. Big sails that are coiled up, but you can see the silver in the rolls of it. As you get closer, you see detailed like trimming, like paintings and inlays of like sky blue paint that kind of run through the seams of the purple of the wood of the ship. You see these massive pearl white cannons on the side. In their raised up position, they're not in any sort of like ready to fight sort of thing. You come to this ship and you see there's a long ramp that leads up to it. You see, actually I can pull her up. You see a human woman, human woman wearing a long black coat, red leathers on that, a big strap coming across her chest, black hat with a green, what looks to be a peacock feather. You guys should see this on
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
You see her at the bottom of the ramp yelling at different other humanoids around the area. Mix of half elves, human, all people picking up stuff and bringing up the ramp. Is, come on, you scallywags! Why you slow pace? My grandmother moves faster than this, and she's been dead for 50 years. Like seeing other like people. I'm sorry, ma'am. Sorry. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. As they're scuttering up, it's like the crane's wing will leave anyone behind who is not ready. Let us go. Let's go. Let's go. You guys do.
I approach her and I go, "Wait, so you have an undead grandmother?"
What's it to you? What if I did?
I'm just curious. You know, it's fun to find out how people and their families live and all that. I mean, you look alive, I think, for the most. I mean, I'm out a lot, but I've seen too many things to really assume. So, yeah, how you doing? I'm like trying to put on the moves a little bit. I'm like, how you doing?
Give me a persuasion check.
My +8 persuasion. 13. With a +8.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. So she looks at you. She kind of gives you a weird side eye. You're a little small to be a paladin, aren't you?
I'm big in the best ways. Not in a weird way. Like I have a big personality. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get on the ship.
Nice.
I'll lean over to Carlen. Is he always like this?
Yeah, he's hit on every woman we've come across.
Oh my god.
As Elevar, did you just try to walk past her up the ramp as you are saying all that?
Yeah, so like as I'm like big personality, whatever, and then I kind of like I will like try to like scoop by her, but if she's like in the direct way, I'll try to like go around her like it's a tight movie theater, like whatever.
She immediately she puts her hand out and blocks you from trying to walk past her. Where do you think you're going?
I just don't say anything. I point to the top of the ship. I'm like, on the ship.
You think you could just walk onto Crane's wing without an invitation?
To be fair, that name holds no weight for me, so I thought I could, or I can. I look back towards the group and I come back towards them like, yeah, I can.
Yeah, Cora can see this isn't going well. So she steps up to the in-charge lady and she's like, excuse my friend, we were sent here by the Dark Staff.
Black Staff?
Black Staff. And we were told that we have been secured passage on your vessel.
Yeah, what she said.
Cora, give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Where's my clicky?
Do we still have the crystal thing so we can talk to the wizard?
Yes.
Sending stone, yeah.
13.
Okay. Well, she still has her arm out, and she like would have clenched Elevar by whatever, like anything on the collar that she could grab to like stop him, which she has surprisingly strong for a female human. Very authoritative. You're our passenger.
Yes.
The captain did tell me about you. Did say there's 4.
You know, you got
Okay.
You got quite a grip there.
She lets go. And you have quite a mouth there.
I've been told.
I am first mate Milla Leaffoot. I am second to Captain Cren. So what I say here is an extension of what the captain says.
Yes, ma'am.
You have been granted passage on our ship, but we run a tight ship here. And when I say jump, the men jump. If I say hit the deck, the men hit the deck. We do not have time for rabble-rousers or people who think they can do whatever they please on this ship.
What about the women? Do they jump as well, or?
Oh my god.
Elevar!
I'm just saying.
I'm so sorry for my friend. I'm so sorry.
As she just kind of sidesteps in front of Elevar and just has her finger. I'll be watching you closely. You step out of line. One bit, one plank on this ship. You'll have to answer to me.
Ooh, is that a threat or a promise?
I have no time for this. Go. I have work to do before we ship off.
I would assume that me and Cora would then go up the ramp. And then I'd kind of say to Cora, like, yeah, that went smooth.
I lean back over to Carlen. Has he picked up any women? The way
He
he
is 0 for 20.
Cora kind of punches Elevar in the leg. She's like, "You're gonna get us thrown off the ship, and we haven't even left the harbor yet."
Well, adventure is one hell of a time, so even if we do, I'm sure they have small boats or something. I don't know. It'll be fun. It's fine. I'm sure.
It's gonna be great. It's fine. It's fine. Totally fine.
All right. Let's take a quick break. I want to get a drink and a snack real quick. And then we'll continue on to describing the rest of this ship and meeting the rest of the crew.
Woo!
Nice.
Sounds good.
You right back. Oh, I'm so glad you guys went to the ship.
Wow, this is what you had planned?
Yeah. I mean, I was ready if you guys didn't do this right away and wanted to do something else, but... Spent a lot of time.
I had a couple more questions for the wizards, but everybody was just so keen to go, so I was just like, all right, I could ask later. It's not a big deal.
What other questions would you have wanted to ask?
Just like an estimate of how long it could take
Trip?
for the guy to respawn out of the ring with the sword and wreak havoc.
They wouldn't be able to give you a definite answer on that anyway. They would have explained about the box that the ring is in is to try to suppress any of the magic about the ring.
Okay.
From either magic going in or out.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously it's still a very powerful ring that still affects you guys, but it's in this like anti-magic box.
And then, since I seen the tower from inside the ring, I'm just gonna like ask how I seen the tower if I've never been to that land, and how was it in that ring? Like if the ring like teleported me there, or like
No. So
I'm assuming it's kind of like Stranger Things, where there's like shadows of the other world. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very similar, something like that. Like from what like you would have told what you experienced the wizards while you were in there to what the party had experienced to get to find you. Amalur had discerned that you guys were probably living out certain memories of the Lich, stuff that were key factors or moments, like his knowledge of magic.
Mm-hmm.
He was So in case you had missed it while you had been gone, I explained to the group that Actaz, before he was a powerful lich, was a very powerful wizard who like mastered the 4 elements. So water, fire, earth, wind. And when they were in the ring, they went through 4 stages, each dealing with that elemental type. And it was essentially from the stories of the lich, his experiences that he had while studying and mastering those elements. So like what you saw being with how you were able to traverse the ring differently than the rest of the group, you saw like fragments like of incomplete memories, like where like those were obviously like things if you entered his ring he wanted you to experience, where you were just seeing all the fragmented pieces of the lich inside the ring.
Oh, okay.
So like you could have seen like Amalur would have taken a guess at me, like you could have seen like a fragmented memory of when he either built or discovered or did something to this tower, like like you essentially, the way you would have saw it would have been like from the ground level, like looking at the tower. So like you probably were in the crater, or a memory of being in the crater looking up at the...
Okay. Alright, okay.
Yeah, I was trying to think of like other pop culture references kind of relate, but Stranger Things, like the fragmented looking weirdness.
That's just what I thought of. Yeah, like it's like a copy of the place in the other dimension. It's not real. Yeah.
Okay. There was something else, but I don't remember. I forgot what it was.
Okay.
But it wasn't nothing of like super importance. It was just some RP.
I got you. Cora, you back? Corey?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. All right. So you guys climb up the ramp and get to what would be considered the main deck of the ship. As you clear the purple painted hull of the deck of the ship and get to the deck, you can see that the planks on the deck floor are all the same sky blue paint as the inlet and like trimmings of the ship from the hull aspect of it. Very bright. But you can tell it's been worn, but they keep it clean. Like it's a very pristine ship, especially of this size. You see people hustling and bustling, moving crates, getting supplies, wrapping up some rope, checking pulleys and winces and all the different sailor type of shit. As you look, you can see I should remember boat terms, but the front of the ship and the back of the ship. Like, so on the main deck in the middle, to either side of you guys, left and right, there's sets of staircases that go up to an upper section of the boat. As you look to the back end of the boat, you can see where the steering wheel, like the wheel is, sticking up over a railing that goes around the side of this raised area. And you can see the top of an individual standing by that. He seems to be conversing with some other people. His back is to the wheel. So he's looking at the back of the boat, like towards the city itself. You see just other humanoid beings walking around, ranging from elf to human. You see some gnomes running around. And what possibly could be what appears to be some sort of like warforged creature, like machine-like, walking around. There you see the 3 big sails, sail post, the top of the middle one that connects to the main deck. As you look up, you can see that there's a crow's nest up there. Sun is high, so like looking at it, you can't get a full detail, but you can see that there's a big ass ladder that goes at the main sail, leading to that crow's nest. On the floor of the main deck, you see a stairway that some humanoids are going up and down. You also see a giant great looking kind of surface that appears to be like a cargo loading like hull. Like they can open this up and drop cargo into it. Also on the walls of the raised up areas on the main deck, you see a set of doors on each of them. So to the left and right, you see a door. You see a door over here. You see a door over there. Appearing to lead into some sort of cabins on this main deck part of the ship. You guys like to do?
I will find Steed, and I'll summon my owl, which I guess I'm just obsessed with owls, so there's that. And I would have him perch up onto the beam with the sails, just for like an eye. An eagle eye, if you will, but it's an owl, so.
So, couple things.
Okay.
Let's double check your spell
Okay.
for that, the ability of that, because I believe it takes 10 minutes to cast.
Okay. I need to go to Google. Find Steed. Casting time 10 minutes.
Want to make sure it's not different because of part of your class. What's it? It's just called Divine Steed.
Find Steed.
Find Steed. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so casting time 10 minutes. So I would like sit down and I'd although I thought if it wasn't prepared, I don't know how spells work. I forget. Yeah, this makes sense to do 10 minutes. Sit down and like draw in a circle. So I'd probably just start doing that after, unless we're doing something else. But I'd eventually find Steed.
Okay. While he's taking the 10 minutes to do that, what does anyone else want to do? Or are you just all sitting there watching Elevar cast? Fine.
I'm gonna start to attune to the pocket watch, but I guess that would also like be something that I'm like trying to do. But then I'll look over to Cora and I suggest that maybe we find like a space for us to put our stuff.
Okay. Well, again, as I said, the ship is it's bustling right now. It's a very large crew. Helvar standing there casting is kind of getting in the way of people, as you are hearing some crewmen getting a little agitated as someone's standing in the middle of the main deck while they're trying to prepare and get going. Give me give me strength saving throw, Elevar.
Mm-hmm. So strength saving throw, this will be +4 because it's a saving throw. So 21.
Technically, it's +6 because it's a saving. You have +6 on your strength saving.
No, I meant +4 additionally because of my passive.
Oh, on saves. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mubby.
No, you're good. Okay. Yeah, people are kind of like bumping into you. You're able to still stand there and cast your spell. As Carlen and Cora kind of like looking around, like where do we go? As the people are bumping into Elevar, it is kind of causing a bit of a ruckus. Like people are shouting. No one getting physical or anything like that, but it does draw notice. Everyone but Elevar give me perception checks.
Wow.
Very perceptive of us.
Arlen's looking around for a room. Not paying attention. He's like, where do we go?
Are we still next to First Mate? Or
First Mate's
Mila?
at the bottom of the ramp, dealing with people that are off the boat on the docks, getting stuff loaded up.
Oh, okay.
So like people are like coming up behind you guys as well.
Mm-hmm.
But Cora and Ivana, you guys look up at where the steering wheel is, and you can see now that figure that had its back is leaning up against the railing in front of the steering wheel, looking down at you guys on the main deck. As you get a good look, you see this like tealish skin, silver hair, long duster type of like pirate's jacket coat.
Oh, Avatar. Okay.
Are they human?
They're humanoid.
Okay, fair enough.
Um,
I just wasn't sure if they were like dragonborn or like.
not from where your vantage point is, but like I said, you can tell their skin is tealish in color, silver hair. As you see him leaning over, it's like he kind of shouts out. He like whistles. This very loud whistle, like it kind of like just overtakes the whole ship. As you look around, you see all the other crew members stop and like look up towards him. And he goes, "Let the man finish." As he's looking over at Elevar as he's still casting his spell. As everyone literally stops, like some people are holding heavy things. You can see that like just like other people are just like, okay, like guys that were tying ropes are kind of just sitting there, arms crossed, looking. As Elevar finishes his speaking the spell to completion, moving his hands around as he releases this energy, as his owl steed pops up above him and starts flying around the ship as he communicates to it, telling it to perch up on the top. As an individual in the crow's nest is like, oh shit, like you just hear that like as he gets up there, and like as the bird just kind of like perches, you feel the ship kind of like move just a little bit from being stationary and having this extra weight just plop itself down.
Damn, that's a big ass bird.
It's a giant owl.
Well, I never seen it before.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I guess I would have noticed him.
Oh.
I guess I would have noticed the captain like whistling and pausing everybody, so I'd be like, "Oh, thank you. Sorry, I'm done now. Thank you. Appreciate that." And I'll like kind of gesture real quick to the captain.
As you see him just, and then like some of the other crew members looking around like, yeah, like you see that one guy in the front like, yeah. It's that one dude. He's like, and you see him looking around the crowd, and you hear this like, see him take a deep breath and just back to work as it just bellows through the main deck as everyone gets back to work. He looks down at you. My new friends, come meet with me. As directs you guys to come up to his part of the ship, the upper deck.
I like kind of like lean into Ivana real quick and go, "Wow, I mean, this captain's I don't know what I did, but apparently they like it. I like him."
That was a good whistle he did.
Sounded like a horn. Yeah, that was great.
Hurt my ears. My ears are sensitive. All right, let's go introduce ourselves, I guess.
Yeah. I guess we'd walk up the stairs and approach. I don't know. Does it matter who's first up the stairs?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I'm definitely slow. I'm definitely walking slow, not fully healed. Well, 90% healed, but not moving for a year. Yeah, and not moving for a year. My muscles definitely aren't 100% here.
I guess I'd be up first, and I'd kind of like, if I'm approaching the captain, I'd kind of like have my hand out, like to shake his hand, assuming he has a hand.
He does. You reach out your hand. He extends his. Do you say anything?
Yeah, I go, hi, I'm Elvar. I'm the guy who just summoned an owl. How are you? Who are this is like Elvar actually just doing. He just has no idea what he should do in this situation.
Adorable.
Thanks for having us on your ship.
Oh, the pleasure is mine. A friend of the Blackstaff is a friend of mine. I am Captain Cren. Captain Caden Cren. As you come up, as you get a better look at him, he's on the screen for you guys right now. Throw that.
Oh, cool.
As again, you see this teal-skinned, very chiseled jaw, handsome humanoid, silver hair, this blue jacket. He's got the one pauldron on, silver shirt, black pants. He's got this purple scarf that also seems to feed around his waist. Yeah, he has a long sword sheathed on his hip. Yeah, so he just shakes your hand very firmly, very, very captainly. He's also around. He's got two other humanoids around him. One of them is a gnome. A gnome with leather goggles, a crimson red looking kind of shirt. He's got some leather pauldrons on him. He's got a couple earrings in one ear. He's got these very nicely brown leather gloves with these straps on it. You can see the palms are kind of worn from definitely being used. He's got a big gray beard, and he's kind of bald on the top with the white hair coming out on the side, very Doc Brownie, old features. Again, you're looking down on him. He's very, very short individual. Couldn't be any higher than 3. He's technically shorter than
I was gonna say
Cora.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
And then
Pretty rare.
Right.
and then next to him is an elf of tan skin, blue vest, white sleeve, covered in different pouches. You can see one of the bags on his hip is just filled with scrolls and paper. He has this leather tube that hangs around his waist in the front. You can see what appears to be a short sword on his hip as well, and he's also holding what appears to be a telescope with some sort of navigational sort of tool on it as well. They're standing on either side of the captain. Let me introduce you. This gnome here, my chief engineer. His name is Orlin Toggleclock. He sees through all the mechanical and just needs of the ship. He keeps this ship running. And over here, my elf friend, this is Edgar Hoppenstep. He is my navigator. He makes sure we get to where we're going. I am sure you met my first mate, Milla. Yep. Very stern, but very effective woman.
Very stern. What a woman. Just what a woman. Now, I was told there might be also a chef on board.
Oh my god.
How would you rate their bacon?
You've heard about Hav. Chef Hav is one of the most fantastic chefs I have met. I was very lucky to procure him.
But the bacon.
Yeah. The bacon. So
he cures the finest bacon on these seas, lad.
That my man.
I mean, unfortunately, we are midday. You've missed breakfast.
Oh,
We had
dang
some
it.
fantastic sausage.
Well, I'll have to get it tomorrow, I suppose.
Yes, we will probably be. What time is it? He looks up at the sky, like his navigator looks up and it's like, it's about 2:00, sir. Lunch should probably be ready for anyone who's willing to eat up there before we ship off. I'm sure Hav has something going. As the engineer is like, we can't. You see him just like kind of friendly looking up. It's like, we do not have the equipment we need yet to shove off. If I do not have more of the crystals, we cannot go anywhere.
What crystals do you need? I just pull out more pocket bacon and I just start eating.
Don't mind the crystals there, laddie. As the gnome kind of looks at you, it's like, engineering is my business. It is not yours.
Fair.
Easy there, Orlin. They are guests of ours. But, treat them kindly. But with that said, it is really none of your business.
Well, we're adventurers. We do things for people. And sometimes it involves killing boar, like 10 to 20 boar, just to kind of manage the herd. Sometimes it's procuring crystals. Sometimes it's stopping a lich from taking over the world. It's just a mixture of things we like to do. So if you happen to have a need, I like to just do stuff. A little unorthodox sometimes, but, if there's a creature we must slay to get the crystals, I'll help you out.
There is no creature that needs to be slain. Orlin is overreacting as usual. Our shipment of crystals is being loaded as we speak. Well, then I better get down there and oversee this stuff. It is nice to meet you. Yeah. See him go down the stairs. Anyone who's looking at him, you see him just yelling at people as he's like walking by, like, get out of here! As he's like smacking knees, scurrying through as he goes down the stairs to the lower halls.
How does one smack knees?
I guess.
And I guess.
But yes, I'm sure you will want to see your quarters. No guest of my ship goes without a place to rest and lay their head.
And before Elevar asks, will there be bacon in our corridors?
If you are looking for room service, I do not have any crew members designated to something like that. You will have a bed, sheets, pillows, a storage for your goods, and a door. But I not say you will have bacon.
Don't worry, Elevar. There's always pocket bacon.
That's true, as I take more pocket bacon out.
That's just Danny DeVito. Like,
You've
he's
had
fucking
how
Frank Reynolds
much
right now.
bacon do you have?
Mm.
Hundreds of pieces. Like,
They had a lot out at the Blackstaff, so I took most of it. I just go into my bag of holding, just pull out like a big handful of bacon. I go, it's a good spot to hold bacon. I just put it back.
I forgot you had the bag of holding.
is this still warm?
Bacon's good any time of the day.
Cold bacon.
Anyway, yes, we would love to see our quarters.
Okay.
Before this entire adventure gets off track because of bacon.
I mean, there's worse things for an adventure to go off track on. So, bacon's not the worst of it. I could deal with a bacon tangent. That's easy. Just create a breakfast encounter. You must eat the omelet. Roll for fork. All right. As the captain signals this way, Edgar, please go address our star charts and our maps. Make sure everything is in accordance for our travels. It's going to be a long one. we're heading back to Doretas. And he goes, I'll pull my star charts out. I'll be ready. Go off. Come with me, new friends. I will show you where your rooms will be. Again, I am Captain Cren. I don't think I got the rest of your name. I got your Elevar here.
I'm Carlen.
Carlen. You?
I'm Ivana.
Anna. It's not very often I see a tabaxi. Welcome aboard.
And I'm
Thank you for having us.
so polite.
Cora, you introduced yourself?
I did, but I was talking over Ivana. So I will introduce myself again. My name is Cora.
Ah.
Sorry.
Hello, madam. As he kind of just looks at you. He's like, you have the eyes of someone who's seen the sea.
You're not wrong.
It's always nice to have a fellow sea traveler. I guess it's not very often you can tell you've spent some time out on the.
Oh, well, thank you. It's certainly nice to be here with you on your ship.
Go over at Elevar and I go, see, that's how you flirt.
That's flirting. I really need to write this down. Be nice to woman. Okay.
Do not see them as object. Check.
Fish or shrimp. Food.
As he brings you down the stairs, you guys had come up back onto the main deck. Right underneath the upper deck that you were on, he goes to that doorway. As he opens it up and swings it in, and opens up to this vestibule, some cabin lights, some little lanterns set up so you can see in there. But as you get into these doorways and this vestibule, in front of you is a set of double doors. The same blue paint as the deck boards, with now the dark purple inlay. As he directs, he goes, "Those ahead of you are my quarters. I am in the same area as you. I am close if you would need, but please do not please do not disturb my sleep." As he then directs, you walk a little further into this room, and he directs to these hallways on either side of you that lead down, and there's 2 doors down each set of hallways. There is, to the left hallway, the last door on the right will be quarters for 2 of you. As down the right hallway, the door on the left is the same setup of 2 quarters for 2 people. There are 2 beds, 2 storage crates in there. So up to you guys to pick how you want to sleep there, but that's where your quarters will be. So yeah, feel free to come and go out of your quarters as you please. My ship is yours. Just don't interfere with the workings of the day-to-day of the crew, so we can keep the ship afloat and keep us getting to where we need to go. Across the hall from each of your quarters, like I said, there's another set of door. There's a door on the other side of the hallways. He informs you that that's where some of his other higher-ups stay. The first mate, the navigator, all that type of stuff. It's an extra room. Gives you another. He brings you out back to the main deck. As you see people working, moving around, stuff like that. He directs your attention to either side of the ship. There's 3 cannons on the main deck, on each side. As you guys were coming up the ramp into the boat the first time, you had saw that there was a second row of cannons that were below the main deck, which he explains that on the lower deck or the mid deck there's 4 cannons on each side. So total there's 6 plus 8, 14. 14 cannons on this ship. He brings you to the other side, to the front side of the ship, with another set of double doors. That opens up. And he goes, "This is the meeting quarters. This is where I meet when discussing things with crew members, my higher ups, my passengers, my guests." You can see in the room big old intricate carpet, crates and barrels on either side of the room, storing whatever they store. You see a big table that has some parchments laid out. Behind that table is a big chair. He points out that's his captain's chair. It's very ornate, very much in style of the aesthetic of the ship itself. Behind that, you see a gated door, which appears to be it's closed and appears to be goods behind that as well. He then brings you down to the next lower hull or deck. Sorry. When you come down, you can see the graded hole that was from the main deck. Again, it goes down one more level. So it's, again, for storage and unloading and loading. But in this room, you see the 4 cannons on each side. You see a string of tables and chairs all lined up together. The captain informs you that this is the mess hall, when it's not being used for like moving cargo and whatnot. But this is where everyone gathers to eat. And also not being used for combat because there are cannons. But this is where the crew all gets together and eat. He points through a set of doors that's towards the front of the ship. That's actually near another set of stairs that go further down. Saying, actually, hold on. Sorry, he points to a set of doors that's near the stairs that you already came down. He says, those doors are the crew's quarters. It's just a series, he describes, he doesn't bring you in there. It's just a series of beds that where all the crew members sleep in just this one big giant-ass like room. He points to the backside of the boat, to these other set of doors. That's the kitchen. He's like, and he actually brings you over to there. He opens up the door and he's like, Hav, we have guests. Hav's like, you just hear this big old bellowing voice. Well, that's good to hear. I got plenty of food for them to eat. As the doors fully swing open, and you see this elephant humanoid wearing a chef's hat, a apron, and he's got a cleaver in one hand. He's holding like what appears to be some bread. There's a big old table with a bunch of other meats and stuff. He has 2 humans that are like working over a stovetop and like grabbing ingredients and whatnot. But it's very rare to see a Loxodon creature in the Sword's Coast. So yeah, he's a big old elephant person. He's about probably like 8 feet tall, cooking your food for you guys. That is your chef. He's got this big old trunk. Actually, wait, I can show you.
Dope.
So that is Chef Hav.
Nice.
So if we're in that room right now, I'll be like, Hav, I've been told great things about you. Been told your bacon is one of the best in the world. Can't wait to try it.
Well, I don't like to gloat, but I do make some good bacon.
My man.
If you have any sort of dietary needs or restrictions, please do tell me. I will make sure not to forget. I'm pretty good at remembering things.
You do look like you never forget something.
That would be correct, my good sir. But yes, if there is... Captain, if there is nothing else you need of me, I would like to finish completing this meal. So the boys and laddies will be plenty ready to ship off when you so desire. The captain's, you do your work there, Hav. I ain't gonna bother you. say to Hav, or
See you later, Hav. Be good.
Okay, bye.
pleasure meeting you. Please let me know again if there's anything you need dietarily. So he puts the bread down on the table and just smacks the cleaver into it and cuts it in half.
Oh, I thought he was holding a stick of butter. Yours makes more sense.
All right. As you move out of the kitchen, the captain indicates that there's a small room that's placed inside where the mess hall is. That's where the navigator sleeps. He's like, if you're ever looking for Edgar, he's right in that room if he's not around and about. But again, if he's in there, he's probably sleeping, and we around here definitely do not like to be disturbed while we're sleeping. And then he brings you down to the lowest part of the ship as you guys take the last stairs down lower. And you can just see it's filled with just crates upon crates of just cargo. Some of them are big old stacks that are like wrapped around in nets to keep them all together in case of any sort of rocking of the boat while it's on the sea, so everything stays in place. Down there, you can see a warforged, like picking things up and like walking it towards a set of doors that would lead to the back end of the ship. The doors closed as of right now. As the captain points, he goes, "That there's Orville's territory. That's where his little workshop and his warforged and his other gnomish engineers do their work." Keep our ship going. He's very picky about who goes in there, so we're just going to leave it at that. As long as let you know, stay clear of that, unless you want to hear the thrashing of Orlin. He leans over. He's like, "Frankly, I don't even like his thrashings, and I'm the captain." But that is our ship. Again, as I said, my ship is your home for our travels. Please make yourselves comfortable, and please let us know if there's anything we can do for you. Also, it'd be much appreciated if you help out, if you can, if you're capable, on the ship. Just in general, it always makes things smoother. It also makes the men a little less disgruntled seeing people not throwing their weight. But again, you are passengers. Nothing is obligated of you, as the Blackstaff has secured passage. But feel free to participate as long as you're not getting in the way.
Sounds good.
Damn, big
All right.
shit. Huge.
Very large ship.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So yeah, you guys just met all the main people you need to for the ship. So either take your notes or just note where they are on Roll20 so you can see these people, know their names.
Sorry, on Roll20, how do you get back to the pictures again?
Handouts.
So yeah, if you go to the journal,
Oh, okay.
then everything will be there. That's been revealed to you.
There's all
Gotcha,
sorts
gotcha.
of
Thank you.
stuff in there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wait, who's this? Oh, I don't think I know Ink Master. Pretty
Oh,
sure I
yeah.
don't know him.
Well, that was from when I think Corey got new ink.
Yeah.
I think that was before Elevar joined us. We went
Yeah, it's
through
old.
the portal, yeah, and met this Ink Master. That was a while ago.
He's the
He's
friend
my,
of Amalur.
Right.
Yeah. He trained
Same.
Carlen. Told him a little bit.
Oh, okay. So yeah, okay. I did.
You guys went to his like monastery that was in the
Yeah.
mountains.
Oh yeah, okay. I thought he had a different name, but all right. Okay.
Yeah. So are there any questions? Anything?
I'd say no. I'd probably start going around and like assisting the ship to like kick off faster.
Okay.
I have a question
Okay.
for the captain. How often do you guys get attacked? I'm only asking because you got like pearly white cannons. Like that has to be very valuable.
He has a point.
Yes, I mean we like to show what we have, but we also do not fear about showing what. It's the open seas. Anything can happen out there. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Yes, we get attacked, but it's we haven't come across anything we can't handle.
I feel a little bit safer now. Okay.
A little bit.
The Crane's Wing is a tough ship, but has seen many travels. I have been manning this ship for the last 30 years. It's been good to us. It's been
30
good to
years,
me.
huh? Wow.
You look good for your age.
Thank you. I try to keep in shape. There's not much you can do out in the open sea besides reading and exercising. When you're cooped up on a boat all day, you do a lot of push-ups. But yeah. If there's nothing else.
but like Elevar said, we'll be interested in helping around to make us go faster. Well, leave faster. So
Awesome. As like you guys have lead it back up, and as you bring that up, like Elevar talked about, wanting to help out. A crew member just happens to be walking by. Oh, you want to help? He just hands you this like crate that he was carrying. He's like, "There you go."
Oh,
Hands you over
okay.
a box.
I grab it and go, okay, and I just start walking aimlessly, and I start like looking around where I think this needs to go.
Perfect. So leave you doing that. That's fun. It's fine. What's up, bro? He's like John Travolta, just.
Yeah. I walk up to a guy. I go, is this where the crate needs to go?
Yeah, you're getting
How
like
high do we
pointed
need to
in
stack
like
them?
you're getting pointed and like directed by people as like to the rest of the group. It seems like some of the crew members, it's like they fucking with him because like they're pointing you one direction and the next guy's like, no, you're over there. Yes. All right. Well, you hear a bell ring as you see this human wearing a smaller chef hat and a white like apron. It's got some like stains on it and whatnot. There's a bell on the main mast. He grabs it and he starts ringing it, and like everyone kind of just like stops. And he's like, "Lunch is served." As you see, like it's everyone just kind of like looks at each other, like drops what they're doing. They're like, ah, they all start just running down the stairs to the mess hall area, to go and eat. Even like guys that were down on the dock, or you see them just all scurrying up the ramp, like piling through each other, just trying to get downstairs to eat.
The boat hasn't left the port yet, right?
Nope.
Okay. Well,
You
guess
guys
we
go
should
down.
eat some food, yeah. Food
Yeah.
is good.
I'll as I'm like walking back and forth, and everybody's like rushing past me to go downstairs to get food. I just kind of like slowly put down the box. I push it against like a railing. I go, okay, and I just leave it, and I go downstairs.
Mission accomplished.
I would like to imagine that because Elevar grabbed the box, was handed a box and was walking around, you kind of like came in with the shuffle of the rest of the workers, that kind of deal. While like the rest of the party was kind of like brought down by the captain's like, oh, come with me, and like brings you. So like Elevar, where like the three of you are sitting close to the captain and his other like head officers, and Elevar's just in the mix with the random crew members. Like,
Oh, 100%.
It's just like, okay, this is my life now.
Like the crew members all have like a bench seating where like they all actually have chairs. The rest of the party has actual chairs, and we're just like sitting in the middle of the guy. Like just like the two biggest guys, or I'm in between them, squished together, just trying to eat the slop or whatever it is that's in front of me. Well, not the slop; it's delicious food. Well, you know, Hav is a great chef, so.
So
Another slop, please.
the food that comes out, everyone is brought out like a plate. Like, so the two cooks that were in the kitchen with the chef have these like each have these long carts as they're like pushing them around the table, and they're all stacked with all these different plates as they're putting it out in front. As you get it, it's all like small, like it's probably like about a 4-inch like piece of bread, and inside of it, it's a sandwich. Inside of it, there's peppers, there's onion, there's some spinach, there's a little bit of what appears to be like a red sauce, and a grated of like some sort of cheese. So you each got like your own little tiny like little Italian sausage and pepper like hero. The smell of it is amazing. You guys take one bite. It's up there with some of the best food you guys have probably had, especially being on a ship. Like, it's not something you would normally get. As Hav comes out and explains to everybody what they're eating. Today's lunch, sauce, peppers, explains the ingredients. Everyone's like, everyone's all excited. Hav goes and sits down at the table as well after everyone else gets their plate, and everyone's like going down, gorging. It's a good old time. You hear a bunch of people like conversating and like rabble rousing. Just love that word today. Elevar, as you're eating, like you're trying to eat your sandwich, and the two bigger, bulkier dudes you're sitting in between, like their elbows are kind of like hitting you a little bit, like not intentionally. It's just you're like more squeezed in there, being like this half elf, and just like you're just like, oh, so sorry. Like, oh, I'm sorry, man. My bad. I'm just excited about this sandwich.
It's all good, you know. I get it, as I'm just being like tossed back and forth.
Elevar's just happy to be here.
Yeah.
I'm tearing up slightly because how good it is having great food after a very long time.
Oh.
Like real food. As like pretty much mostly through what everyone's eating, you hear the first mate stands up and starts banging the table. Listen up, you scallywags! The captain has something to say. Thank you. Ladies, as gentlemen, crew members, we are about to embark on a long journey. We are bringing our new friends here, back to the lands of the Retas. Now, some of you here have been there. Some of you know that the travel can be long and arduous. But I believe that the Cren's wing will guide us, sail us, soar us to the land with no problems. And if we do face problems and turmoil, we will face it head on, as we always have. Nobody will take the wind from underneath my wing. To the seas, to good journeys, possibly good treasure. As they all raise their as they all start chugging.
I lift my sandwich and go, yeah!
Elevar, but the two guys next to you, as they lift up their drinks, like something just splashes on, like because they're just bumping into you again because it's a tight squeeze. Oh, I'm sorry. He grabs like the other guy next to you grabs like whatever piece of linen he has to try to like wipe it off you. I'm just excited.
I get it. I just imagine like it's since he's just a larger guy, it's like a mom cleaning a child. It's just like, yeah, it's good. No, I get it.
Are you new here? When did you start today? He's looking at you because you're not with like the party. Like,
Yeah, something like that. I'm gonna be here for the next leg of the adventure.
oh, that's great. Some of us crew members get a little bit of a card game going during some of our off shifts. You should join us. Meet the rest of the boys.
Oh, count me in. I'll be there.
She smacks you on the back.
Meanwhile, like I've gotten like a bite of my sandwich, like most of the innards are like flung out as I'm being tossed, so like I just have bread at this point.
All right. So as everyone enjoys the little sausage hero, once everyone is done eating, the first mate Milla sees that everyone's done. It's like, back to work. Time to shove off in 30 minutes. Let's go, boys. Let's go, go, go. And everyone's like, oh shit. They all get up, and scamper back to their task that they were doing before they were eating to get everything up and going. Any other sort of discussions or questions or concerns before the ships off?
No, I'm basically following the crew members at this point. I'm not even.
Love it.
Where's Elevar?
I don't know. He can take care of himself. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
But no, I'm good.
I'm good.
Mhm.
Okay. As the crew, everything gets battened down, the first mate tells the captain that everything is set to go. The bell rings to signal that they're getting ready to ship off. You see a bunch of crew members dragging up the ramp, people untying things, raising anchor. As he then gives the order to drop sails, as what you saw again was the rolled up silver, as it just unfurls down the mast. Like, the light is just, the way it shines off of these silver sheets is just beautiful. Like, it's almost like looking at fucking jewelry. It's like shimmering in the sunlight. They definitely they make a presence in the harbors that they are in. You're looking around at the dock and you can see people have gathered to watch this large galleon begin to push off of the dock. As you push off of Waterdeep, clear the harbor, getting into open sea, as you can look back, seeing the city beginning to disappear on the horizon behind you, knowing that you were leaving the lands that you knew and were more comfortable with on a journey to, some of you, a land unknown. So, like I said, this journey is going to take a bit. So, just so you guys know, I'm to throw this info into the chat. Hopefully it posts like nicely. So, what I just posted in chat is a description of how the ship kind of works. So it has an AC of 16. It has 800 HP. With the sails down, it can move 45 feet around. So like this was if like you're in combat.
Wait, I'm sorry. Your boat has hit points?
Yes.
Awesome.
When the sails are fully down, just in general, it has a 45 feet per round movement speed. 15 feet while the sails are into the wind, so the wind coming at you, and 60 feet while the wind's behind you. It has cannons, which all have a +6 to hit. They have a pretty wild range, and they do the bludgeoning damage. As an action while the ship is being in use, if you guys are in combat with the ship, the cannons can be fired all at once as long as the cannons are prepared. As long as they're like ready to go. So like if all 14 cannons are loaded and locked to go and you have ships on both sides, it can be ordered to fire all of them at once and they'll all go off in one round. But it does take 2 actions to load each cannon. One is to load the gunpowder and one is to load the cannonball or whatever object you're sticking into the cannon to fire. You do have to do a sleight of hand check to successfully load it correctly. Also on the front of the boat, on the other half of the upper deck, is two harpoon guns that can be fired and attached to larger objects.
Wait, hold on a second.
Oh, excuse me. So yeah, that's just kind of like the actions of the boat itself.
Can a human be loaded into the cannon?
If they're small enough to fit into it.
Okay.
Damn.
All right.
I'm not gonna say they're gonna survive gunpowder exploding at their ass. But
Can you guess? Should you? Probably not.
No, yeah, no. It was just a quick question.
So also with the ship, it will sail day and night. The captain will usually maintain the wheel and command during the day. He will alternate between with the first mate and some other trusted sailors that he knows, like when he's sleeping, he can trust these individuals to steer the ship the way they want it to be steered. So the ship will constantly be moving unless, you guys make port or you anchor for some reason. Sorry, looking for this information that I had. So it essentially does. You cover like 120 miles per day on the ship, which is pretty decent. But yeah, you guys will be sailing straight across the ocean to this continental area. So you guys can definitely. There are shifts with the amount of members of crew members that they have. They do have shifts, so like some people will be sleeping during the day, so they can work the night. It's a much more. Actually, I wouldn't even say that. I would say it'd be like a lighter crew during the night, but it's not really that way either, because they still need people to man sails and whatnot while they're traveling. But yeah, as long as they're constantly moving, there's always people working on the boat. So you guys can always if you want to help out, we'll kind of take charge, not take charge, but jump in on different shifts to kind of help maintain and navigate the boat. Yeah. Any questions concerning the boat and things to do on the boat?
No, I'm gonna be part of the crew members. I'm gonna be playing some cards. I got my goal is not my goal. My time is gonna be full.
Okay. So yeah, it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna take at least like 45 days, guys, to get to this continent without any sort of stoppage. So what I'm gonna do is we'll kind of do this in the traveling kind of like in blocks sort of deal to kind of speed up the pace, unless there's specific things you guys want to do while you're traveling. But yeah, so we'll do the first 5 days of travel. Everybody roll a survival check.
Okay, Cora.
Right.
Okay. First 5 days of travel are pretty easy. As you guys are sailing west across the sea. One of the crew members points out a pod of dolphins that are swimming alongside your galleon. You guys can see anywhere between the rough guess because they're just like breaching the service and jumping next to your ship. Probably anywhere between 8 to 12 dolphins that are sailing with you guys for a good portion of the day, just traveling alongside you guys.
Good luck. I think that's good.
I think you're right. Yeah, that's a thing.
In Minecraft, to make you swim faster.
True.
That's
true.
hilarious.
Do we get a 5% speed bonus?
I'd say no, but your morale is up. Yeah,
Worth a shot.
morale is up. Elevar, that first 5 days, there was one card game that was played. I need you to give me an insight check.
Insight. 10.
You lost 5 silver.
Gotcha.
Well, that's not bad.
For now.
For now, true. Yeah, I'd like to be working out. Like, not working out, but like swinging my sword and just getting used to it and stuff.
Gotcha.
I don't
Period.
got to attune to it. It's just
No, yeah, I gotcha.
getting back into the action of doing it.
So yeah, I mean, there's definitely deck space where you could, get a feel for it. Yeah, this katana that you're wielding, it is forged of black steel and silver, making the blade dangerous to any foe. So like I said, you got that red oak handle, the black steel, and you see like interlacing, like weaving of the silver in there. It's like a nice like just metalworking of it, like running through the black steel. It feels light. You can feel it cut through the air as like you're practicing just like your stances of your samurai-ness, different sword holding stances, fighting stances, whatnot. Getting your strength and your like dexterity back. Getting comfortable with swinging the sword. Sorry. I blanked there. Like I had something that I want to say, but it really doesn't matter. But yeah, you can feel the balance. It's a very well crafted sword that Blackstaff got for you. Yeah. Feels good.
Nice. Like to hear that.
Is there anything else anyone would like to do in those 5 days? Like Carlen, Cora.
Attune into my pocket watch.
Yep, you're attuned to that.
Oh, did I notice any of Carlen's new tattoos by any chance?
Well, so let's figure out who's sharing rooms together. The quarters that you guys have 2 beds, so you have 2 rooms with 2 beds. So what's the sleeping arrangement?
I don't care.
I'm definitely not sharing a room with Elevar, so.
I'm pretty sure Elevar and Vopna would kill each other. So how about
Yeah,
Carlen?
exactly.
So Cora will bunk with Vopna. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I'm pretty sure you guys would kill each other.
I get Carlen.
Ooh.
Carlen, be careful at night.
Sleep
Don't let
with
him
one
know
eye
you're
open.
sleeping.
He has been
One eye open, wrapping your pillow tight. Okay. Carlen, would you ever be walking around the ship shirtless?
No.
Well, maybe like having your sleeves roll. I don't know if you got like new arm tattoo. I don't know.
I'm just. Was he around for the back tattoo?
No, he
No.
wasn't.
He was. So like, there is a new tattoo, but you can only see it if he's shirtless.
Oh, okay.
I don't think
didn't know
no
if he
one's no one saw it yet, right?
No one saw it.
You guys know what it is, but no one's seen it yet. I haven't busted it out. I can't wait for that shit.
Well, he got it on his back, right? And he's been wearing
Uh-huh.
his nose this whole time, so yeah, no one would have noticed.
Yeah, I didn't know if I missed the episode where he got another like arm tattoo.
No,
or
he found the trail of another another tattoo artist, but it went cold, water deep. He was gone.
something. Oh, okay.
But it was said he went back. He went to Directas because that's where he was from.
Oh shit. Okay. This works.
Which is where we're going, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dope. Yeah, I just.
What's
went
the
on everyday
what
train.
season are we in? Are we in like summertime or?
Winter.
It's winter.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be shirtless for a while.
Yeah, the ocean is cold, for sure. The winds at night are definitely very cold, much colder than on the land. There's no, just nothing to retain the heat of the day. The days aren't too bad. Still a little colder than you probably would like, but yeah, it's a little bit of a harsh sail as far as temperature goes.
I use
got
prestidigitation to heat my clothes up, so I'm not affected by this.
That's really smart.
I got fur. I'm fine.
Just walk around like a kimono and but okay, let's go with the days 6 to 10. Everybody give me a survival check.
I'm a survivor.
You know, boy gets scurvy.
Make sure you eat your lemons. Suck on those lemons.
Also, every morning I'm replenishing my pocket bacon.
Oh
Just
my god.
make sure it's nice and fresh for the next day.
his dimensional temporal bacon. It's just
It doesn't
it's extra
spoil
cured.
fast in there.
I don't know if it's stasis, but it's a good question.
It's not stasis, but
No.
there is no air in the bag.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't actually
So-
get. I mean, it'd get cold-ish, but it wouldn't.
Wouldn't go bad.
Yeah, it wouldn't go bad.
Oh,
Ish.
okay.
Yeah, you're actually like you're like almost vacuum curing your bacon.
I was gonna say, isn't it like no atmosphere?
Yeah, it's not outer space. It's like if like Cora got shoved in it, she has like 10 minutes of air, essentially. So there's whatever air is trapped inside from when the bag is opened up and closed. It's like being like put in like a box. You're like, oh shit, like I'm in a box.
Okay.
Those poor fucking elemental gems getting all greasy with bacon. Every day. To pull them out like, ugh. I don't know, this is the type of power
Yeah.
we're talking
How many
about.
are in there? Don't you only have like one in there? One or two?
I think I have two. I have the fire, and then I don't know if it's the earth or the air. I think I have the air.
Because I have the water one.
You
I
guys-
think I have the earth one, so yeah, you have two.
Okay.
Put everything in the bag of holding you want, but I also understand not putting everything in the bank account.
Yeah, but then if you lose the bag,
You lose all
I
the
thought there
bacon.
were like other things as to why we couldn't put the gems, all the gems in there. 'Cause I think that was the reason for us to of divvying them up.
I originally thought of divvying them up just so that we each have one. We could each control an elemental kind of thing.
I think it was more of a strategy when you guys were in the ring of like how you wanted to hold them, just in case. It was more than like this is how we're carrying.
There was clearly no logic to this. It just happened.
Yeah,
That too. That too.
it wasn't a bad idea to split those goods up just in case something happened. But yeah, I mean, there was nothing ever preventing you guys from putting it all in the bag of holding. That's what to do. They would all adequately fit in the bag of holding.
I just like the idea of Carlen having a backpack with a powerful.
Like just early Kanye.
Yeah.
Backpack.
Kanye meets Bruce Leroy.
I'm putting out platinum album. Ain't kicking ass. All right. So everyone's up their survival checks rolled. 8, 8, 12. Ooh, okay. Okay.
Something like that. Okay. Sounds like it's
All
not
right.
gonna be okay.
You guys encounter a storm
Uh-oh.
while out on the water. It's cold. It's brutal. Waves are pretty rough. Give me Constitution saving throws, everybody.
So I have advantage +4. I don't know if anybody's near me. I assume not, because I'd be like about the ship.
You're hanging out with the crew.
Yeah.
No, honestly, you're probably hanging out with your buddies.
I gotta know the inner workings, man.
I envision myself just wandering around from time to time.
Ivana.
You straight up die.
The storm kicks back traumatic memories of your time at one point during the tortures of the lich inside the ring. He bombarded you in a storm that he had once experienced. Wasn't pleasant. It was essentially like the equivalent of waterboarding for you, like bring you to the point of like drowning, but not quite, like feeding off of like the life you were grasping onto. You grow violently ill. During the storm, you lock yourself away in the quarters. Your quarters for that time being. Pretty much for like a few days, even after the storm has passed.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of like sulking. Yeah. Sitting with that trauma.
Mm.
Makes sense.
Days 11 to 15. Everyone give me a survival check.
I was about to say, I'm changing these dice. I had the thing open. I was ready for it, but we're good.
Okay. Pretty decent there. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. You guys come across, or the ship comes across. You hear someone. You hear calling from the crow's nest.
Caw.
You hear a bell from up top ringing. You hear a shout down. So something that's very interesting in this ship. There's actually a working of like, I want to call them like call pipes, where they're like.
Oh,
The crow's nest has one. By the steering wheel, there's one. You remember, like in the playground, like you just yell on that one side of the pipe, and then like someone on the other side of the jungle gym can like talk to you through that. It's essentially that worked throughout the ship. Most of it, all of it, feeding back to the steering wheel where the captain will most likely be sitting or standing at and maintaining. He calls out to about a sunken ship that. When he calls out to it, a lot of the crewmen can hear it. He says it's on the right side of the boat. I should learn the fucking boat.
We wouldn't know what you were talking about anyway.
Oh yeah.
But should know
Port. I think port.
right. Or starboard? I think starboard. It could be port.
Port and starboard, left or right.
Starboard.
Okay.
Starboard. Starboard is right side. Bow and stern. Bow is the front, stern's the back, port is the left side. So on the starboard side, the right side of the boat, a lot of the crew members all like cling onto the railing and like lean over and look as the rest of you go and look as well. And you can see very like Sea of Thieves style, like the front end part of a ship sticking out of the water. You see it like bobbing. As one of the crew members hints, Cora could back this up as well in terms like probably flipped over during the storm. It's got an air pocket stuck in there that's keeping it afloat. You hear the captain scream out to drop anchor as sails raise up. They drop anchors. They're trying to slow down, and they get the ship close enough, maybe about like 100 yards from the sunken ship. But he starts calling to crew members to get ready to head on over to try to scavenge what they can from this boat before it sinks. Before they lose the air pocket that's holding it up.
I immediately jump overboard to start swimming. And then mid-jump, I realize I have an owl, and then I just hit the water.
Give me that last check.
Athletics. 15.
I'll lean over to Cora. How long have you guys been traveling with him?
We met him not long after we lost you, so about a month.
How is he still alive?
That's such a good question.
Well, as you guys watched Elevar, you just watch him grab that railing and swing his legs over as he makes this perfect like pencil jump, like down into the water. Elevar, as you come up from the water and like look up, you can see like 5 to 6 crewmen in like a tiny little boat, like lowering him down. With like the wheelies and ropes, like lowering it down to the water. And they're just looking at you like, what are you doing?
You know, I don't know why I didn't think that you guys would have a small like dinghy. I don't really go past the do stage. There's no really thought. You have room for one more?
They paddle the boat over and they help you up, soaking wet, just dripping into the boat. They're all kind of like, oh man, like. But they paddle over to the sunken boat. two men are taking off their shirts and their boots and like tying up like their pants, like to have like less loose clothing, as they're preparing to dive in and see if they can find an entryway into the boat. Are you staying on the dinghy?
Oh, I'm joining in. I'm just thinking like, man, I really should have taken off like my other like clothes. Yeah, I just went in full gear. Like,
I would say
Full
like
armor.
if you don't want to have like your full armor and stuff like
Yeah, I
like, you
guess,
could be
like,
just chilling in regular clothes. Like
yeah.
you're not prepared for battle like every day on the boat. Like you're kind of like chilling and like you wouldn't be doing like boat tasks wearing plate armor.
No, that's
You
that's
got
fair.
crew clothes
You probably
now,
wouldn't.
since
You probably
you're
wouldn't
hanging
have
out with them.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't have a giant sword and like your axe or whatever just on you while you're like pulling line and shit. Like that would just get in your way.
That's fair. I think, yeah, if anything, I'm in normal like attire, and then I have like my 2 daggers at least, like the back of my belt. But I
Okay.
wouldn't have like any of the other weapons.
Gotcha. Okay. So funny. You're just like, man, I just jumped into the water, where all my shit. It's like, oh no, like I don't think you would do that.
Nah,
If you
probably.
want to, like,
If
if
it
you
was,
want to.
yeah. If it was like
It'd
15
be
days by now, I would have like left it in my cabin, like in the like, or even I wouldn't like put it in my thing. I think it'd just be sitting on my bed, just like propped up.
Yeah.
I of course have my bag of holding because bacon. It's necessary.
Water bacon. All right.
Water bacon.
Water bacon. Okay. You swim. You jump in with these other 2 crew members, leaving the other 3 behind. As you start swimming to the boat, this is probably something you haven't done before, like, or if you have, it's not an everyday thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where these guys are probably out swimming you a little bit. You know, they're not ditching you, but they know what they're doing. They're wasting no time, like as they're under the water, like they're trying to find an opening to get into their ship. Give me a survival check.
You got it. I'm just doggy
it's gotta
paddling
be
it.
winter. It's about to be cold in that water.
Oh, it's cold.
Nat 20.
Nat 20,
Oh,
nice.
shit.
You hold a steadfast resolve. Like when you jump into the water, you're like, oh, it's like colder than I thought. Like you're just like trying to keep like your nipples up. Like, oh man, I should have went like toe and then ball. Let me get the pelvic here. Oh, okay, that's cool. All right, now the back. Oh. But definitely a shot. Like you probably like, oh shit, but you're like you collect yourself. You're like, okay, let's go. You start swimming. You're keeping up with them actually pretty decent.
Like a Michael Phelps and a dolphin had a baby. Just perfect.
Sure.
You could have just said Michael Phelps.
Yeah, but like
Or a dolphin.
I could have done either, but instead I did both.
Either one. He likes the hyperbole. But yeah, as you're feeling good about holding your breath, you can see like one of the other crewmen like signals to like something that he found, and you can see that part of the boards on the hole on the other side had split open, which probably contributed to this thing flipping over. He's able to squeeze in there. He kind of like pops it open a little bit more to allow you guys to squeeze in a lot easier. But as you get in, there is it's probably about like a 50-foot space. And part of it, there is an air pocket. Like it's not very deep. It's pretty shallow. But it's enough room for you to pop up. You can look around, like catch your breath. You can see crates, barrels, and like containers floating around in the space. What do you do?
I take out a knife and I try to pry open one of the barrels in front of me that are floating.
Okay. Give me a... I guess an athletics check. You want some strength to pry that shit open.
11.
Okay. The warping of with the water, it's just sitting in the water as it has been for a little bit. It's warped it enough. Where you're able to pop open the wood there. As you pop it open, you can see this little shimmer comes out of it, where there just seems to be, it's filled with coin. Appears to be gold coins.
Gambling money.
I guess I would. Do I just take it? No, because technically it wouldn't be whatever.
You're with 2 other crew members of this ship
Just watching
that are like watching you.
just watching me pocket put the entire barrel.
What do you
into
got there? Yeah.
I found some coin. We'll try to take it out. I put the cover back on, and I kind of start shoving it towards them. Try to get it out, and then we'll try to divvy it up in some way. And then I'll try to swim towards the other crates and barrels and try to pop them open, or even just
Okay.
can I shake them and hear what's inside? I guess.
I wouldn't. It's it's not like a Christmas present. It's it's a pretty decent sized crate. It's probably 4x4.
Okay.
Maybe 5x5. It's a big size crate. This was probably a cargo ship of some kind.
Okay. Well, I guess I would instead of inspecting every single one, I'd probably just start handing to them. After finding a bunch of coin, I guess it's probably ideal just get it all out, especially with limited time, I'd presume.
Okay. Yeah. As the crew member is trying to push the barrel through the hole, it's not quite fitting as you guys fit through. Shit, Winnie the fucking Pooh. So one of the crew members begins to break more of the boards to try to open up the hole.
Uh-oh.
To get the barrels out. Give me a perception check, Elevar.
21.
Very nice. You kind of notice where you were kind of floating and treading water in there, it was kind of or you could notice the headspace that you had, and then all of a sudden as you can hear the boom, boom of him breaking apart the boards and trying to bend them more open. You look up and you're like, is that moving down? It seems that every motion that's being done right now, that any sort of force being put onto this hull, is kind of pushing out the air that is remaining in there.
I tell him hold up, this isn't going well, and then I guess it's still going. It doesn't if I stop them, does it pause and stop moving down?
It seems to. Yeah, I mean, it seems to be a direct correlation to the physicalness against the ship and the lowering it. Yeah,
Okay.
it seems to kind of have stopped right now.
I'd say I kind of go, okay, let's take a beat. If we can't get the barrel out, and then I kind of just pop up the barrel again, and I take whatever coin and I put into my bag of holding. Or unless I don't think I could just put the entire barrel into the bag of holding, can I?
No.
I don't think it'll fit in the mouth.
Yeah, so I'd kind of just take the bag of holding up to my head and start kind of putting whatever in.
So it's above the water.
It would be above the water. Yeah, I'm not gonna be a guy underwater,
Dude,
just a bag of
you
holding.
just got me so excited. I was like, you just open up your bag of water underwater? You just did that? That's awesome.
That's how we cause issues, and that's how I get soggy bacon. Yeah, I lift it up and I just kind of take the coin out and quickly put it in the bag of holding, and then I would open up one of the crates and I'd try to see what's in there, I guess, because then if we can't get the crates out, we have to physically open them.
Okay. One of the crew members thinks you're just being overcautious and is confident you can get that barrel out. So as you shoveled in some coin into your bag of holding, I'll say you got 22 gold pieces into your bag of holding before he closed it back up on you.
Okay. Yeah, okay, if you want to try it again, I don't think so, but you know, it's fine. I'm sure I'll live.
Do you still want to inspect the other crate while he's...
Yeah, if
taking
it's
the
gonna
barrel
go
back
bad, I might as well get whatever I can before it does.
Okay.
With your head appearing above Sarah's shoulder.
Okay. Again, you hear the boom, 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 boom sound. Like it just coming through the water as like you pop your head down, you can see him just like swinging at it and trying to like hit it and bend it. You go to open up the other crate and you see what appears to be linen of some sort, like nice cloth materials. Just looking at him in the crate, like above the water, like trying to like look in, like just looks like a bunch of like textiles. Like really discern fully what it is. Do you want to pull shit out? From the water and stuff like that.
Yeah, if anything, if I look and I see the most ornate one, I'd probably like grab that and put that in the bag of holding. Otherwise, like I just kind of like start like pulling them out and letting them. If they're like just standard fabric, I would just kind of pull them out and let them like sit on the water, and like as I search it. But if I spot like an ornate one, I'd probably pocket that one real quick, or even just hold it.
Tell me what you're doing.
No, I'm saying like if I open it up and it's just regular standard fabric, I would kind of like grab it and I kind of look and I'd bring it about and I'd kind of like let it sit on top. But if any of them like stand out, like as in like they're ornate, like if they have gold inlay or something like that, I'd probably hold on to that. But if it's just like one big thing of fabric, I'd probably just ball it up and I'd just take that one fabric and put it in the bag of holding and that's it.
Okay. As you begin pulling out the material that's in there, you're beginning to see that a lot of these are dresses coming out. As you're pulling some out and leaving them in the water, they're already not taking to the salt water very kindly. Some of them do seem to be fine dresses for sure. As far as like crazy ornate, you don't come across. Well, actually, give me an investigation.
Yeah. Six.
Yeah. You don't really come across anything that's like eye-catching like that, but you're starting to just put dresses into this water now.
Yeah, I'll just stop and I'll like kind of just ball them up and throw them back into the crate and just like leave the crate.
Okay.
I'm not a textile person. I have my cloak and that's about it. I don't know if they'd look good on me. I don't have the figure.
You kind of stopped hearing the sound of like the vibrations through the water, and you look down and you can see like the two guys are pushing the barrel through this hole they made. Like you can see them like kicking their legs and like they're pushing and everything like that. As like you pop your head back up and you look, and the water, the ceiling is probably maybe about like 6 to 9 inches above your head now. Like it's lowered significantly.
Right.
As all of a sudden the kicking underneath, like you can feel the water being like dispersed like near you. All of a sudden you kind of hear like you hear like this like sound underneath the water. And you look real quick and you can see that the barrel's made it through and the guy's like high-fiving under it. It's all like slow-mo, like high five. But as like that happens, the boat kind of like starts to like shake a little bit. Like it's like the whole of it starts to like vibrate as you can see it's like bubbling up as the air that was left is beginning to push out and rush out past you guys in the hole as the boat's beginning to sink. What do you do?
Okay, let's see. I have. Let's see. It's a fully encapsulated hull, right? There's no like holes or anything that I could see.
The hole is the one you guys came in and out of that they just pushed the barrel out of.
Okay, I would immediately swim down into that hole or try to like look towards the hole.
Okay. Give me a athletics check. Like, you know where the hole is. Like, you saw where the guys were. Like,
Right. 13.
Okay. As you're swimming, the guys are panicking as well as they're trying to push their way through as the water and air is kind of pushing through that hole at this point now. So it's kind of a struggle to get through. As you see the one guy come through, he grabs the hand of the other guy and pulls him through. As you just get enough strength, as like you're trying to get there and fight the current of the water and the air pushing against each other, as you find yourself pushed out of it, kind of tumbling in the water, looking for the way up as you start to swim up, successfully get out of there. The rest of the crew, as you pop up, you can see them like staring at the water, like they've kind of had to back up because the rest of the ship is sinking down. They're able to throw you a line, pull you back up into the dinghy, get to the barrel, tie that to it, and row back to the main galleon, to the Crane's Wing.
Cool.
You get that up on to the main deck. Everyone is gathered. The captain is very excited to see what it is. They pop open, the other crew members pop open the top of the barrel, kick it over. Has 3,110 gold pieces.
Oh,
Wow.
Pushed out of the barrel.
that was a big barrel. God damn.
Well, I somehow only managed to get 22, but, you know, well, they don't know.
It's more than 9.
That's true.
Do you not tell them about the ones you took?
If
Just, you don't gotta overthink it. It's simple.
no, I guess
mention it or
I you know, I would assume that's my cut unless they says something. If the captain were to say something, I'd say something back. But if that's divided by the crew, then for now I'm part of the crew. So
Ship, part of the crew. Part of the ship, part of the crew. Yeah, the captain is elated, praises you, the other men, for bringing this hole on board. Yeah, everything comes back to the ship as far like everyone. It's not like it gets divvied up individually to everybody like that, but like comes back to the ship and gets paid back in its ways. Everyone makes a wage on the ship and shit like that, so it helps out.
okay,
People
so
are able to get paid.
goes into their 401k. That's good.
Yeah, it applies to business. So yeah, it's a good little haul there.
Very.
All right. 15 to 20. 16. Sorry. Everyone give me survival checks. It's too much fun.
I'm gonna change my background.
Too much fun.
We have fun
Staple
here.
the bulldog thing to the ceiling.
All right. On this leg of the journey, another bell from the crow's nest ring. This one's a little more panicked, a little more urgent than the last one of the sunken ship. You hear a call down to the captain of word of a ship being spotted coming from behind. As people who are around can look out the back, and you can see in the distance there is a ship that's coming up behind you guys. It's quite in the distance. but it appears to be on your heading, following you guys. It also appears to be gaining speed. It's much faster than the crane's wing. The captain gives order for everyone to prepare themselves, or just to begin procedures of in case something happens. Not that it's going to happen immediately, because again, you can see it in the distance. It's still got to catch up, but he just wants everyone to be ready. So if something does happen, they're prepared. So you see a more alert, like franticness to the crew than you have seen before. Much more focused, like look of the crew. Everyone knowing their part, everyone knowing what they have to do. What will the rest of you do?
I am going to gear up and get my armor on, assuming this is not going to be a simple dip in the ocean.
Launch, she gets knocked overboard.
Instantly.
You wear heavy armor too, right?
I'll wear half plate armor.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Gotta protect them titties.
yeah.
Make
So
my way towards the crow's nest.
Okay. As you climb the very tall ladder, you get to the top. You see a very tan, wrinkle-skinned old man, probably like in his 60s, maybe 70s. Definitely seen a lot of time in the sun. He has thick black hair. Yeah, just like I said, just like wrinkly skin. Not like that he looks bad, but it's just like I said, he looks like he's been in the sun. Looks like a leather bag. Like he's been tanning for a little bit too long. And he points to the ship that he called out for, handing you an eyeglass. Or spyglass, actually.
It's gaining on us pretty fast, huh?
Yep. It seems it has some purpose in its sails. I've seen plenty of these. It's usually not a welcoming pursuit.
Oh. Very hospitable, so let's greet them with open arms.
I like the way you think, laddie. As you see him grabbing this flintlock pistol that he has is up there, and he's loading it up with gunpowder in his ball.
I'm going to put on my leather armor underneath my kimono and tie my sword to my side. I'm just ready for combat. If they try to board.
Gotcha. Cora, are you doing anything?
No, I'm making sure.
Just chilling.
I'm making
She's
sure
just
I'm
chilling,
armed.
eating apples.
No, so I go back to my quarters and I grab my crossbow and my revolving crossbow, put my revolving crossbow in my back, and head back up to the main deck and just kind of wait to see what happens.
Gotcha. Yeah, the ship is chasing you for a few hours and is gaining speed. You can see it getting closer. The hull of the ship, it's probably about the size of the other galleons that you saw, in port. It's not, doesn't look like any of the other ships that you saw in port. Is not what I'm saying, but it's that's general size. Still smaller than this one, but a galleon, still big. Brain fart. You see its sails are down, fully down. They're gray colored. They're gray sheets for the most part, with a few patchwork squares on it of different colors. The one on the main sail is this dark green patch. The hull of the boat itself is like a dark brown. More like not really like it's painted, but more just like it's like the finish of the wood essentially. More the grain of the wood. It appears just from the angle that it probably has some cannons looking like they're ready to go. The front head like display on the front of the ship is it's a big old shark head. Has a big hook in the side of its mouth that like it looks like it's like almost like a harpoon hook coming off of the shark's mouth on the figurehead of the ship. And it's flying a black sail off its crow's nest that has the typical pirate skull and crossbone.
Yar. At some point I'd be back up on the deck and I'd have my owl fly back down next to me. Actually, no, I guess I'd still have it up there just watching the ship for now and relaying back to me how close they're getting. Yeah. So I'm just
How
on
will
the...
last?
What
Just
happened?
wondering. How long does the owl last?
Until it dies or until I recall it, basically.
Oh, that's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why he has to like concentrate and cast the spell.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're just having the bird sit up on top.
Yeah, for now, just to like see if they're gonna like prepare to strike. I wouldn't want to like move him down to whether he can't see it, because I'd much rather have intel of it like being close, right, or not for now. If the ship gets closer, like I want to say within what's a yard? Like
3 feet is a yard.
3 feet a yard. Probably within like 200 yards. I'd
Like 2 football fields.
2 football fields, yeah. Within that range, I'd prepare and I'd hop on and do some shit.
Okay. Yeah, the ship behind you guys is not slowing down at all. It within the next hour or so, it's within that distance, the 200 yard distance.
Okay. I then, with everything in tow, or all my weapons ready, I kind of hop onto my bird and I fly up. I have like the bird come down onto the deck, and then I hop on the back of the bird, the owl, and then I guess I kind of gesture to the party, and I kind of say, anybody want to go for a ride?
I'm gonna stay here and talk to the first mate. I want to see if she knows or recognizes the ship at all.
All right.
Are you trying to jump onto the other ship?
That's for me to find out, and you to know. It's for me to find out.
Wait,
You to know. You to find out. You know, I'm gonna figure it out as I go. I don't know.
Oh my.
So is that a no?
Yeah. So that's a hefty no from me then.
Carlen yells from the crow's nest, "If you're trying to do what I think you're trying to do, don't do it."
Oh,
Do it!
That's an even bigger no from me then.
I just like give a thumbs up, all up towards the crow's nest, like okay, and then I take off with the owl, just into the air though, not like, not actually any direction yet. It's like alongside, but up top of the ship.
Gotcha. Well, Cora, first mate Milla, she's looking out at the back end of the boat, staring with the captain, trying to devise what to do. She tells you, it's probably just pirates. They always try to take a stab at us. I don't know this particular faction or group. No significant markings for me to be able to identify.
Should we prepare to fight?
I most certainly would. as she
Alright.
turns around and screams out, "Oi, scallywags! Prepare all cannons! Load all flintlocks! Sharp! Make sure your blades are sharp! Prepare for battle!"
That answered that question.
Is there cannons on the top part of the ship, or they're below one level?
Yeah, there's 6 on the top part, 3 on the starboard, 3 on the port, and then there's 8 in the mid deck. 4 on starport, 4 on port.
Okay.
Yeah, each cannon has gunpowder near it and series of cannonballs that can be loaded. Just
I go. Oh yeah.
Quickly glancing and looking, you can see that that each cannon seems to have a person manning it. But yeah, they seem to be doing it as like a one-person job at this moment. Probably wouldn't hurt to help out if that's something that you want to do as far as manning cannons.
Yeah, I'd like to just go up to whichever side the boat's coming from. And
Gotcha.
Then, just like, be like, hey, like, I'm here to help. And then watch what he's doing so I can learn how to do it, because I never been on a boat before.
Gotcha. He would be instructing you. It's like, "Oi, take those balls, put them right here. I like them right here. This makes it quicker and easier for access. Once you get them stacked there, I want you to grab the gunpowder barrels, grab the individual loads of those, and bring them right here," as he points to an area to the left of the cannonballs. He's like, "Be ready when I tell you to load it, to load it. You take this ramrod, stick that in, stick that in, put the ball in, stick that in."
All right.
Pretty much give you a quick rundown how to do it. Essentially, the action takes the load.
Mm-hmm. Say all right, and now I go run to fetch the stuff.
Gotcha. Cool. All right. The pursuing boat approaches on the starboard side, right side of the boat. As it's getting closer and creeping up alongside, you can see a good number of men, or just humanoids, on the main deck, all like hanging off the edge of their banisters and railings, like yelling, swords in hand, guns in hand. Some are manning some cannons as they're all like snarling and yelling at you. You also get a look at what appears to be someone on near the steering area towards the bow, or the stern of the boat, the back end. This very strange looking humanoid, like tentacles running down the side of his face, palish to purple, like light purple skin, weird coral amalgamation, like along, like down his shoulders and like chest area, wearing cloth, like tattered cloths, sea-worn cloths around the midsection of their legs. As this boat is creeping up alongside, as you just get that look at that humanoid. Yeah, and we're going to end it there. We're going to save this, kicking off this battle, for the next session.
What a cliffhanger.
Well, shit.
And it's not Davy Jones.
Are you sure?
I
You
am.
sure sounds like Davy Jones from that Disney movie.
It's not Davy Jones.
It's his cousin.
Far less squid-like.
Okay. Okay. Freddie Jones. Is this a cousin?
Hey.
Part of a rock band.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
All right, but yeah. So yeah, we'll pick it up next time. We'll kick off the battle because we're already like 3.5 hours in. Jumping into a sea battle right now might not be the best thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys are finally on your way to Duretas, the thing I said I built like almost 2 years ago at this point.
Oh shit.
Well, I can't wait.
But yeah,
Were you
thank
gonna
you
do
everybody.
it with the other group?
No, this was always a homebrew thing that I was planning for the homebrew campaign. I just didn't want to start you guys there because I didn't have it fully fleshed out yet.
Okay.
And I figured I'd make your characters from there. So I give you reasons to go there, but yeah. Yeah, I started you guys on the Sword Coast because it was easier because all that information was there. I didn't have to make city and shit like that right away.
Yeah, and the battle royale thing was pretty fun too.
Yeah. So, but yeah, thank you guys. Damn Kid, welcome back.
Thank you.
Good to
Thanks
have a
for
full
having
party
me.
again. And yeah, everyone from the stream, thank you for stopping by today. 2 weeks from today, we should continue with episode 31. Started off with a big old boat-to-boat battle. It'll be lots and lots of fun. Yeah, and then possibly next week we should be running Strahd over on Snipe's channel. Keep an eye on that. And then just keep an eye on whenever I go live now that I have more time to stream and everything. But thanks, everybody. Have a good one. Peace.